One.
Let's go!
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this, we are back Monday, February 27, 2023. This show starts right now. We're back! Nailed it, boys. Obviously, we are back. We are gone for a long time. Longest time we have taken off since the beginning of this whole show's being created. We absolutely enjoyed our time. We hope that you did as well. We did miss all of you. I missed the hell out of doing this program. I missed all the boys. And it is fantastic to be back in the Thunderdome, chit-chatting about all the things happening around the sports world. We have a loaded program today.
Yeah.
Dan Orlovsky will join us in about 20 minutes. Didn't get a chance to talk to him that much this NFL season. Can't wait to hear where his thoughts are on how the season went, and also give some draft predictions. Remember, it was just a couple years ago he came on this program, really stirred some shit with his quarterback evaluations. Can't wait to hear what he is thinking. Jeff Passan will join us in the second hour.
Here we go.
Okay.
Hey, baseball had made some big changes while we were gone. A lot of shit had happened in baseball. It is baseball season. We will not be talking baseball every single day, but we need to talk to Jet about what's going on in baseball. Then we'll check back in with him like a month or two from now when baseball matters. Right. Ian Rappaport will be joining us live in studio for the third hour right here, right there. Okay. We'll get a high chair. We'll lift his ass up, and then we will be listening and chatting with him about all the things taking place around Indianapolis this week as the Combine will be taking place. Indianapolis is now the adult spring break for the NFL. A lot of moves are made by the agents. A lot of free agents are... It's literally getting decided where some free agents are going to go this week in Indianapolis.
Hell yeah.
Also, what about the quarterbacks coming out? Because the Colts are going to be looking. The Texans are going to be looking. What are the Bears doing? Allegedly, they're shopping the first overall pick. Seems like a smart move. There's a lot to catch up on. I've officially been served by Brett Favre. Came back from Hawaii to Indiana on Saturday. Slept, woke up on Sunday. Lady at my front door. Opened the door. I am so sorry. I am a fan of the show. I just work for a company that was hired. These are for you. My dogs, I told them, fucking sick her. She wants to bankrupt us. This is what she's working for, the Brett Favre team. She was not serving me the papers. It's officially official. I have been sued by Brett Favre. Here we go.
Let's go.
Congratulations.
The only thing you should be serving on Sundays is the Lord. Okay?
Amen.
Should be serving
hell
papers.
yeah.
Well said,
Amen, Tony.
And I've learned a lot about these Southern folks. I watched those Murdoch documentaries on Netflix, and I guess there's one on HBO Max. I'll tell you what, some of those powerful old Southern whites are some real fucking gems, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
Talk about some of the biggest scumbags on earth. I'm not saying anything about anybody in Mississippi. I'm just talking about low country over there in South Carolina.
Right.
And this fuckboy right here, who's currently dead. Better for the world that he's dead. Would like to let everybody know that just from what I learned from the documentary. Don't know him personally. Allegedly. Have to say all that stuff.
Right.
This family's fucking terrible.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot going on in the world. A lot has happened. We'll catch up on it all. I got a great tan. I'm seeing it for the first time on camera.
Wow.
Looks magnificent.
Holy
Hair
shit.
looks lighter, too.
Hair, I got a little sun in the hair there.
Put some lemon in?
Barbara couldn't make the trip today, obviously. I think he'll be in tomorrow. She'll be able to do that. Beard's a little rough. I've gained a few pounds. Ate well, lived well. Wife and I had a fantastic trip. Let's go to the Talks at Table at Boss Connor at Ty Schmidt. Connor, how you doing, pal? Got the Bruins jersey on. How was your break, man? I missed you, pal.
Yeah, I missed you too, Pat. Missed all you guys. Break was nice. I did, went home to Boston, got to see the Atlantic Ocean. Always nice to see here. I'm wearing this sweater because, Linus Olmar goalie goal the other night for the Boston Bruins. We love goalie goals. That was amazing.
That was a heartbreaker that it came from your fucking scumbag city. Well, but anytime you see a goalie start lining some things up, because that has to get over everybody's head and has to be online while you're wearing that big goofy pads and a terrible stick to shoot with. That was a snipe from that goalie.
Yeah, it was incredible. A lot of that, a lot of watching Bruins, Celtics, sports, watched the movie with Nick, went to the theaters. That was nice. I did do something I haven't done in quite some time. I pooped my pants on Monday, actually, a week ago today. Yeah, I pooped my pants. I haven't really felt poop in my underwear while I'm wearing it in a long time.
Fart? Poop?
Poop. No. I'm talking waterfall poop. Yeah, full pooping in the pants. I'm talking throw out underwear, poop your pants.
I did not know this.
I'm not talking. Yeah, I've held
I am
this
so
in.
happy that you.
I've held this in since I've came in today. I've wanted
Since
to
you
share
pooped your
this so
pants.
bad. Yeah, I was at a restaurant that serves.
Public.
No. I didn't poop my pants till I got home. But while I was walking home, I knew, boy, I might poop my pants.
Was it a?
No. It was someone just stabbed me in the stomach. Something is wrong here. I got a large margarita. And I got 2 tacos, and I'm not gonna, say what restaurant it was, just because.
Which one was it?
It was Condado on Mass Ave. They serve tacos.
Allegedly.
My only allegedly. No, this was Condado. I have the receipts. This is the first time I've been there in quite some time. I love the place. Never had a bad experience. And I put my pants on Monday. And unfortunately, I cannot go back because it was bad. I mean, this is brand new underwear, too. I have to also mention, I never get new clothes. You guys see how I dress.
Like an asshole, yeah.
Like an asshole. I don't do it. Went to Lululemon. Got new Lululemon underpants. Not cheap. And I filled them with poop. I could not. There was no
Were they
opportunity.
tights? Was it tights?
Oh, yeah, it's boxer briefs. It was like the nice.
How close were you to the bathroom when you pooped your
I
pants?
was walking into the bathroom when I pooped my pants. It wasn't a situation where I could hold it, Tony. Okay, I was sitting on my balcony. My stomach hurt. I was clenching hard. I did not want to poop. I knew I had to wait, and I stood up because I was like, I better go sit on the toilet because something bad's going to happen. And as I'm walking to my bathroom, you get the whole, like you feel it in your pants.
The dam broke?
Yes, the dam broke, and I couldn't hold it. I kept trying to hold it as I kept walking. More poop. I kept pooping my pants. And then actually the worst part about this was that when I finally got to the toilet, pants come off.
Yeah.
Toilet seat's still up. So I got a lot of poop on the toilet seat. Had to flip that up. Had to throw out my underpants. I had to clean my entire bathroom, which took like probably 45 an hour. So, I mean, poop on my hands.
So does Lululemons have good catch radius, you're saying?
Lululemons are great. I mean, I was leaking down the backside of my legs for a while. But
Hey, great break.
aside from that, it was a
What kind of
really
pants
fun
did you
break.
have on?
Aside from
Or
that,
were you
of
just wearing
vacation.
underpants?
just it only affected my underpants, but I had again new Lululemon sweatpants on, and they still kind of smell like poop, and I washed them twice. But aside from that, break was I played a lot of
Had the
Hogwarts.
bird dogs on.
All right. Hogwarts, I fear, is going to be
Breaking.
forgotten about your
Yeah, I
break.
think so.
Only thing we're going to think about is, remember last break that we took, next year when we take the
Right.
break. Connor, try not to shit your pants.
That's right.
Hey, proud of you for really letting the world know that that's relatable, you know?
Hey, why wouldn't I share it? It
He's
happens.
27 years old.
Hey.
27.
Exactly.
Pooping your pants.
Never
No
too
big
young to
deal.
poop your pants.
That's right. I couldn't even imagine the fear that was running through your mind while you were getting close and you could feel the damn, and then once that thing goes, you could not stop.
I couldn't stop. It was, and when I did sit down, it was just I've never had it like that before. Where like I'm not like there's no push.
This is our first show back.
Yep.
Yeah, I had to.
10 minutes.
I had to tell you guys.
Hey, we appreciate your
your
honesty,
fingernail.
man. That's the point of this show.
Absolutely.
People said they missed this show.
Hey, if it's the truth,
Yeah.
it doesn't scare me.
You're right.
Right.
Well said.
Truth is always in the right. That's why when I was served those papers just yesterday,
Bingo.
I said, hey, listen, we ain't worried about nothing.
No.
We did our job, how we do our job every single day. Your underwear did its job.
It did very well. Lululemon's a great product, by the way.
And shout out to that place for being great normally. Just one particular time might have served something that got in there sideways and let your butthole become this unrestricted, undisciplined
Exactly.
traitor almost to the rest of your body. Happy you got through that tie. Did you shit your pants during the break?
I did not, but you
Wow.
know,
Come on.
I'm no stranger to damn near shitting your pants. So I feel you. I mean, people have seen on this show I've had to get up from this stage and waddle my way into
You would've
that
been a
bathroom
favorite.
time and time again. So listen, I've been there.
Yeah.
You know, things could be worse. So
Exactly.
it's not that bad. Outside of that, you know, break it was a good time. It was a good time. You know, went down to Florida.
There we go. Hey, here we
Yeah,
go.
it was-
Here we go.
It was fun. Yeah, things a little bit different when you have a kid. You know, you kind of getting used to that on vacation because you can't really do anything you want to do anymore. It's kind of all revolves around your kid, but it's awesome. You know, I mean, you got to see her, you know, seeing the ocean and all that kind of stuff. I was telling you guys right before I came on, I did hone the pickleball a little bit down there. Did not expect that. It was nice getting humbled. you know.
I knew somebody in here was going to play.
Oh, yeah.
I took my pickleball racket
Yep.
to Hawaii.
Yes.
And I was playing it. I did. It's still in the. Actually, as I walked in here, I saw the net. I thought to myself, forgot the racket in my bag still. It's not even here. So you're not going to see me playing any Thunderdome pickleball today. But I knew that you guys were going to be getting better.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't play. I got behind. You got much better.
I played on, I can't remember what day it was, but we went down. I mean, pickleball in Florida, it was the first time that I've actually seen it like that, where it's like you go and we went to this area where there were like 12 courts, and you're putting your fucking paddle in the thing and waiting. I mean, there were 50 to 60 people there just constantly. They play all day. Lights are on. Like, it was
awesome.
It was fucking sweet. A little different, obviously, than how we played out in Arizona. I mean, these are people playing by the rules, are there every single day.
Our rules better than theirs?
Honestly, you really can't tell that much of a difference.
Okay, so we're kind of playing.
Yeah, here we go. It's very similar.
Good for us.
I mean,
we just picked it up.
We figured it out.
We did not Google at all on how to play. Just kind of assumed how it was.
No.
Then fucking Pickleball AQ shows up.
Right.
He starts throwing out his version of the rules. We found out those weren't right. So we just kind of picked up the game and kind of did our own thing. We were close, you're saying.
Yeah, pretty close. I mean, the big thing, obviously, is, when at first we weren't letting the return serve bounce, which obviously changes the game quite a bit. But it's a lot less of, because the median age there was probably like 55 to 65.
Oh my God, you were cooking these fucking old fucks?
Not really, because I'd tell you what.
No offense if you're 55. When I'm 55, I'll say I'm old. You're not near death, though.
No, absolutely not. It was very windy when we played.
And maybe I might be near death.
These fucking people just don't make mistakes. Just painting lines. They just do not make mistakes ever.
These old
Zero unforced errors.
Oh yeah, zero unforced errors. And I was, eventually, because like a couple times they're not used to playing against someone who has a backhand like mine, because I was fucking these old guys just shoving it down their throat. Going deep, because normally they're just kind of pitting and patting over that, and I was like, you know what, I'm not fucking doing that. I don't play that way. Okay, so you do that a couple times.
You did not make friends at the pickleball court, I assume.
No, but I mean, when you're not winning, it's like these guys were kind of like, all right, you sack of wine. So they'd get me up to the net, and then I'd kind of be stuck up there, and these guys are just fucking putting English on it. Yeah, exactly. So I did a lot of that. That was a lot of fun. And then, unfortunately, I did get sick kind of towards the end of the trip as well.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what it was. Puking, pooping.
Wow.
Kind of the full 9 yards. So.
Toilet?
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah. Gripping. And, I pooped in the shower once. Didn't have a choice. Didn't have a choice.
There you go.
I did not expect us to kind of go down this path, but once Connor said, I was like, well, shit, I guess I got to kind of tell my story as well. So, I had to. But outside of that, great vacation. It did seem like we were gone for a fucking month and a half.
Toxic table. It seemed like a long time.
It did.
Happy you guys had a great break. Let's talk to another father. Did you shit your pants or a shower at Tone Diggs? You look fantastic.
But I spent a lot of time with a little girl that did shit her pants a lot. So,
Boom.
Shout out to you guys.
Big pooping vacation.
What'd you do for the break? Anything sweet, Tone?
Just spent a lot of time with a baby. I did sit on a bidet. I was at a place where they had a bidet, which is kind of awesome. I never really experienced that in my life. Marvelous. Probably going to get one.
Definitely. We're getting them in here, actually.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah, because where I was had bidet as well.
Yeah.
And the name of the brand of the bidet is Toto, T-O-T-O.
Sure, Africa.
And I would like to, great song.
Yeah.
I would like to let Toto, every time I walked into the bathroom, it opened up for me. I said, what's up, Toto? Literally talk to Toto. And then I sit down, warm seat, clean. It's already been cleaned too.
It was warm.
Toto cleaned the seat for me. It was warm. And then obviously afterwards, your butthole gets a shower.
Yeah. Right.
Now, you weren't able to accomplish this because you shit in your pants and with the toilet closed.
Right.
Toto would have opened right up for me. That's a whole new lifestyle.
We've been living like fucking cavemen.
Peasants, bro, without our buttholes getting washed. It is unbelievable. It's a game changer, bro. It is a game changer. It has a dryer on it. Yeah, there's Toto.
What?
Oh, my
Toto!
God.
That's what, literally, as I'm walking in 2 a.m., 3 a.m.,
Yeah.
got to piss, Toto, hello, Pat, basically, with a light around the bowl.
That's awesome.
How you
Unbelievable.
doing? Yeah, and then it shuts and flushes for
You were
me.
shitting in a robot's mouth.
Right down the robot's throat.
Suck it.
Toto couldn't deep throat my shit quicker. I'll tell you that. And then after it gives the nice, spritzer, the nice clean off, the nice car wash, the nice, you know what I mean?
Dries it.
Dryer.
I got a question.
That's a game
Are you supposed to flush before you spray your butt? I could. I
Toto
always
did it for me. Toto could sense whenever it was about time. You know, whenever you're chugging a beer,
Yeah, right.
and it gets a little full and it swallows.
Yep.
Toto could sense how much shit was coming, and then let it go.
Field
there.
player.
Yeah, it was. Toto was this might be the greatest bidet of all time. I'm not sure.
Also a natural deodorizer too, so it automatically gets rid of the smell.
Cleans everything.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
I was staying in real high society.
I had that in my resort. Didn't use it once.
You're a fucking idiot,
I regret it now. I regret it now. My girlfriend
Foxy.
said, "Dude, you gotta use it." Didn't use it once.
Foxy, let your butthole live lifestyle rich and famous.
One time.
I was intimidated.
I want to let everybody know where. So, Tone, you had a good time? You got your butt sprayed, everything like
Yep,
that?
contrary to popular belief.
Nailed it. You got there. It's a
Okay.
tough one. That's like real world. That's
Didn't have
thing.
that surgery where they tie your stomach smaller.
Oh, yeah. Aaron called you fat.
He did.
And then he went into a dark hole to see what his life after football would be like.
You look thin, by the way.
Yeah, you do. You look
did,
good.
Tony.
You
Great,
publicly shamed me.
Diet started today.
Yeah, I
Oh,
saw
yeah.
you on the meal plan over there. Aaron has come out of the darkness. We heard that report.
That's right. Saw what his hole looked like.
We knew that because I watched a
Yeah.
guy in that hole,
Yep.
in that same exact hole, for 20 minutes. A guy recorded it, and I saw the whole thing. And I told him that light switch is going to be literally right above your head.
Yeah, talking to you.
At all times. You're going to be sitting there trying to find your little yoga mat thing that they got out there. Once again, it looks pretty nice. Who cares? You can't see anything. And all of a sudden, you're just going, where am? And there's a light switch. It's like, everything could be much easier right now.
Real quick.
I could find this fucking Toto bidet. I could find this little yoga mat. Not going to do it. Fuck it. That's a lot of willpower.
Wait, what if he accidentally hit it like after 12 hours?
What if he's tripping balls, right? The DMT hits him.
Right, yep.
He's got closed Sicilian on the ceiling like he's Queen's Gambit. Okay, he's doing his whole thing. And then he stands up and all of a sudden fucking ghost comes in. Whoa! Shoulder, turns on the light. It's over.
Ruins the whole thing.
Forever.
Yeah.
3 days in. Imagine almost got to
Gotta
4 days.
restart.
Oh, that would be devastating. We don't know if that happened or not.
No.
We're not, allegedly, we would not like to be sued by any darkness retreats for any situations. I've not heard from Aaron Rodgers since he has come out of the darkness. A lot of people were sending us tweets. Hey, what's Aaron? What do you decide when you say he's darkness? I did ask. I did not get an answer. I have no idea. Hope he's okay and congrats to him.
Hope he's okay.
Might not use the phone anymore. So,
Nah, I believe AJ has.
Okay.
AJ, who's currently on a cruise, has gotten correspondence. We might have got kicked out during the darkness. Not 100% sure. Might have been. The darkness might have eliminated us. If that is the case, hell of a run.
Good run.
yep.
Is AJ on a Buckeye cruise?
Yeah, AJ's on a boat right now, probably shitting his pants because
Makes
that is what
sense.
cruises are all
Yeah.
about. I appreciate you boys for having an incredible break. I missed you all a lot. Happy you both had little pooping issues. Let's not do that to Thunder Den.
No.
Got
No,
this
never
whole
again.
place clean and cut and everything while we were gone. Tone, happy for you getting to experience a lifestyle rich and famous.
Tony.
Boys in the back, Foxy, Zito, Nick, Dirty, Brucey, you guys are the best. Mitt, hope everything's good on the 5-hour energy phone line, 1-833-432-3663 or 1-833-4-DOME. Mitt will be answering the calls back there. Can't wait to hear what everybody's been up to. Let's dive into some news. Oh, Joe Montana. I met Joe Montana.
Here we go.
How was your
Pretty cool.
How
yeah.
was he? How was Hawaii?
Joe Montana was there.
Do you have Skechers on?
He had flip-flops. I don't know if they were Skechers
sandals.
flip-flops.
Does he have a football in a holster like a gun?
So I did keep an eye out for that.
Okay.
He did not have a football holster on him at all. He was just chilling though, man, like just acting like he was not Joe Montana. I was very flustered. You know, he literally walked by and I was Mark. I was a full Mark. I go, holy shit, loud.
Yeah.
Holy shit. You're a legend, bro. And he goes, all right. And he just keeps moving or whatever. And I'm like, okay, my guy. So then a couple days later, we happen to be in the same area of where we were staying. He walks by and I go, thank you for your service to football, sir. All right. It just walks by like head down. Probably gets it all the time.
Oh, yeah.
We're trying to live as normal as possible. Like he was eating in the same places as everybody else, hanging out in the same place, like just trying to be a normal human. And every time I saw him, I'm like, that's fucking Joseph Montana. That's Joe Montana right there. So finally, last day, I introduced myself. Joe, Pat McAfee, very nice to meet you. Pat, oh man, because I have that big hat I wear.
Right.
Covering your kind.
Yeah. He was like,
Sunglasses,
I couldn't
too.
really see you because of my boys and I were just chatting about you or whatever. You're in the news, you know. I was like, yeah, Brett's suing me, Joe. He's like, don't love that, but we love watching the show or whatever. I was like,
Joe, cool.
Oh my
Joe,
God.
you watch our fucking show? And he was like, nice meeting you or whatever. And he left. Didn't get an answer, but I assume he knows that we exist, which was amazing. He's one of those guys that
Oh, yeah.
fucking, like, as a Western Pennsylvania human, like Joe Montana is. He's Joe Montana.
Yeah.
So that was a massive moment for me. My wife was a little bit embarrassed, I think, with the way I was acting.
Oh, it's Joe Montana.
I'm literally laying down. I'm laying down like this, just like almost dead, you know, just chilling.
Getting your tan on.
Burn. I was getting burnt. Just
Okay.
fucking cooked. It was supposed to rain every day. It didn't rain once.
That's why.
Nathan Arda over there.
Yeah.
I'm laying there like this, accidentally have my head go this way, and holy shit. Literally, everybody's quiet where we're at.
Yeah.
Holy shit. She had to be embarrassed. But that was a real highlight there. Got a chance to fly in a tiny little plane.
That's fun.
No, don't love it. Don't love it. Almost just stayed on the island because I didn't want to get on the plane.
Makes sense.
Not a big small plane guy. You know, anytime you hear about things that are bad happen in planes, normally smaller planes
smaller.
happened to be the only plane that was going off the island. The person that I met in that plane, though, legend.
Dog.
Me, my wife, and this one particular gentleman were on this tiny plane off the island to somewhere else. This guy is going to be a huge part of our story, I think, going forward, this particular program. And, yeah, it was a great fucking trip. I'm very thankful for everybody. I appreciate everybody's well wishes. I was getting a lot of tweets about people missing this program, getting a lot of messages about people missing us, telling us to stop being a lazy sack of shit and get back in here. You're right. I did get to the point where I was like, all right, I need to get off this island. It's been too long. It's great to be back. With that being said, we're off Wednesday.
Okay.
Right.
Good to know.
Very important.
We're off Wednesday. I do apologize. Something has Rose?
Has risen.
Something has arisen?
He has.
Well,
Always.
that's Easter. It's
Not
coming
yet,
up 40 days, though.
I was going to say Ash Wednesday. It was just the other day.
I saw Mark Wahlberg crosses on his
That's
head
right.
on television.
Everyone
right.
stop jerking off.
40 days.
Yep.
Some people do that. Some
Yeah.
people don't eat candy.
Right. No pop.
Yeah. Some people bop too much, though.
Right.
Yeah.
And they decide to do that. Good luck with all your 40 days, 40 nights, or whatever you're doing. It is not that. Something has arisen Wednesday that I have to go to.
Don't have a choice.
Cannot pass it up.
Will not.
Not allowed to talk about it.
Nope.
Ever, I don't think.
No.
No, not at all.
Definitely going to talk about it.
For sure.
Have to.
1,000,000% we'll
But you're
talk.
probably not going to. We're not going to see anything from it, though.
No.
You know.
Sign an NDA?
You never know. Don't sign anything.
Well, I got those papers from Brett.
True.
Did he sign those?
He's Lord, dude. And I also have Brett's address now.
Okay.
You know,
Nice.
from that thing, I was thinking about sending him a letter. You know, writing a handwritten letter to
Dear
him.
Mr. Falk.
Dear Brett.
Yeah, sure.
Dear Brett.
Please read this with a southern accent.
Just what are you doing? You know?
Yeah.
If you think about that, the other people, and I've done a lot of reading on this whole thing while I was in Hawaii, and it seems like he had, like, I don't, nothing's a slam dunk, I guess, especially in Mississippi, which I heard
Yeah, right.
is tough to go into, and we will obviously be, you know, looking
That
for a little fair. I mean, there's a lot of things that could take place here, but the other people in the lawsuit that I'm in, state auditor, okay? We as a program, if the state auditor is listen, I don't know Shad, I believe his name is Shad White,
Yep.
but if the state auditor is saying something, we're not allowed to say like, hey, about,
Yeah, talk about the news.
I don't know how, I don't fully comprehend how any of it has happened. I've reached out to a lot of different law people. I've talked to a lot of different law people. I'm going to have to hire a lawyer because there's so much fucking shit that goes in it,
Right.
which I don't love about the American process, that somebody can just file a fugazi lawsuit against somebody. Now I automatically, okay, I have to hire this lawyer. I have to go through this whole process, but I have to. I'm going to have to do that because how much is going into it and what could potentially take place. It's money, whatever. I've been broke before. Lawyer said he's going to bankrupt me, and I'll learn my lesson if he bankrupts me. Okay, pal.
I don't think that's going to happen.
All right, whatever. I mean, whatever you want to do. But I don't understand how we were the ones chosen for this particular lawsuit. But I will continue to reiterate, excited to see how it all goes.
Yeah.
Pretty excited about it. And I don't know if that's a normal feeling that people get whenever they get sued, but I'm like actually intrigued on how
This process.
the whole process.
Yeah.
Like I take everything as like a chance to learn. Like, I'll probably tell the story someday to somebody like, oh, there was this one time Brett sued me, Mississippi court. We moved it, obviously, to a federal court. Then I had to go in there, testify. They said this, I said that. I got deposed. I got deposed, this whole, like, I enjoy these types of situations. I don't understand, though, how any of it will work for them. I don't know how, from my understanding. I might be wrong, but I don't.
A lot of reports, a lot of other coverage about it. You know, we watched a documentary kind of on it on HBO.
Yeah, we did
and
with Real Sports with Bart Gumbel.
There was allegedly text messages and stuff.
No, yeah. But that's, yes, of course. But I'm just saying the whole thought behind it. I don't know how this takes place or how it even gets to the point of where it's at with us. I don't know what Shannon said. I have no idea what Shannon.
Right.
Shannon's doing the same shit as us, though. Like,
Yeah.
they're seeing the same stuff as us. So I haven't looked into what they all said. But like the state auditor, I'm not. He's already been. Like if the state auditor is reporting something, and we're a program that reports news, especially when it comes to football, Packers, quarterbacks.
Yeah.
All-time great.
I don't know how we're. So that's why I haven't really stressed this much because I don't know the laws inside and out. But from everything I looked up, I think we're in a pretty good spot.
Yeah.
I think we're in a pretty good spot in this whole thing. And I think Discovery is a part of the whole thing.
Well, that's what makes no sense. Is there's been a lot
None
of
of
stuff
it makes sense.
that's already been discovered. Like, if really, you just think that if anything is going to happen, like he's kind of opening himself up for
discovery.
Further.
because
It makes no sense at all.
At first, when you got this, I thought it might be like, hey, like just give me a chance to kind of like you hear my side, like
have not heard it.
But it's not that. It's, hey, this guy is maliciously saying bullshit that isn't true, which, again, just reporting on stuff that has already been reported by people who are way more enmeshed in the situation than we could ever be. And it's like, that's not the case. It's not like, hey, this is all one big misunderstanding, and I just kind of want to clear things up so that we can get on the same page. It's
bankrupt me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's, hey, you're full of shit. You're saying shit that's not true. You know you're saying shit that's not true, and now you're going to pay, which kind of makes no sense.
It doesn't. I'm excited to see how it works out. They got to know something that we don't, I guess.
Or they don't, and
just know that I know that particular lawyer has represented people in the past that are very powerful.
That's right.
And I know he's from New York, and they filed in Mississippi.
Yep.
I have reached out to pretty powerful
Get a feel.
lawyers as well,
Yeah.
So I'm excited to watch how the joust works.
We'll
and
see.
See if he can handle Edgar Snyder.
That's right, Attorney Edgar Snyder. You don't pay unless we get money for you.
Boom.
That's not who we're hiring. But
Damn.
Edgar Snyder was a dog. We're not hiring the jackhammer either, who does the auto insurance.
Greg.
Jack
Hammer.
Edgar Snyder was the Joe DiNardo of the Pittsburgh area.
Of lawyers.
Of lawyers.
Yeah. It was
Barry Feinstein. That's who he had in Massachusetts.
slip, fall,
Bingo.
call.
It's your money.
He's actually
Boom.
the official lawyer of the Pittsburgh Steelers, too. He's a dog.
Edgar Snyder is?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I should call him.
Holy shit. Yeah, hold on. Hold the
I haven't
phone.
added him to the list. We got some other power players.
Yeah. I
I
was
didn't
gonna
know
say.
Edgar Snyder was for real.
Another guy you could ask, too. I bet Jim Irsay might have
No, there's a lot of First Amendment
rights.
Lawyers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like those are the people who
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, I do believe I know what Shannon said, and it is much different as to how we covered it as well.
Yeah. So I don't.
Exactly.
Hey, listen.
Yeah, blinders.
I like Shannon. I'm a big fan of. We are big fans
Yeah.
of
Love
Shannon
Shannon.
Sharp. With that being said, like whatever he's got going on, he's got going. They chose not to address it. We chose right here. I mean,
Yeah.
just got served yesterday doing a whole breakdown of how we were so flustered and confused by it. But that's why I spent some of my vacation. Not all of it.
No.
But I did have a little bit of anxiety about it. Whenever the guy said he was going to bankrupt me, I'm like, oh fuck. Oh.
Coming for blood.
That's
Jesus
interesting.
Christ.
I got 13 employees. I got 2 new babies. I got people fucking. I got a baby on the way.
Yeah.
Got houses being built and purchased and lives being built. Hold on, bankrupt. Oh, that's a lot of pressure here. I mean, let's not. I got my entire family on the pay. I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot there. And I started looking into it, scrolling.
What do I got?
What the fuck?
Come on.
All right,
here.
we'll move on. It didn't take away from my happiness. I'll just let everybody know that.
Yeah, with that on your mind, I believe you did play a hell of a golf round, too. So for that to happen in the midst of all this, kind of awesome.
I feel pretty good. Real slow greens at the particular course I was playing on. That's right in my breadbasket.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
I mean, I was
You find one champion's course with slow greens.
throwing darts, dude, and it was just stopping because the greens are so slow. So it's like, all right, you're 180 out. What are you planning on doing? Most of the time, well, this is either going to get chunked short or it's going to run right off the green.
Yep.
This one just right in there.
Dart.
I can make that putt. Hold on. We got a birdie putt all of a sudden. Joining us now is a man who is very good at golf. I believe he golfs with all the elites. I believe he's probably golfed with the lawyer who is threatening to bankrupt me before, because that is how high society this man has become. Because he is on television literally 13 hours a day through all of football season. I think I saw he tweeted 171 of 172 days he did work during the football season.
Man.
He's fresh off of a break. Ladies and gentlemen, former NFL quarterback, now ESPN's quarterback guru, Dan Orlovsky. Dan, you golfing with that lawyer that said he's going to bankrupt me, dude?
Potentially.
Yeah, I bet you are. Same courses, same clubs. Great to see
Yeah.
you. How are you doing, brother? We miss you, Orlovsky.
Love
Great.
you, Donald.
How are you?
I'm great. It's awesome. Good to be back with you guys. I know I texted you like 10 days ago. I was like, hey, I'm coming on the show tomorrow. And you're like, I'm leaving for Hawaii tomorrow. I'm like, great. So I appreciate the invite.
No, we're lucky to have you. We missed you this season. We saw you on TV, obviously, saying things that Dan Orlovsky says on television. Sure. And we enjoyed it. We enjoyed it all. You had a fantastic year. What did you think of the year? What did you think of the season as a whole for the NFL, Dan?
Yeah, football was awesome. Again, I think Pat, so it's a little bit what we started to see so 21, where there's so many good teams. There's so many ridiculously good young quarterbacks that it's every week you're just watching some team that you think is great get beat by another really great team, or some team that starts to go on their trend like we kind of watched this year again with Cincinnati at the end of the season. But the quarterback play is as good as it's ever been, probably the best it's ever been as far as the amount of people that are really good at the job right now. But awesome season, ended a great way. Super Bowl was great outside for that terrible flag. But
Agreed. We all
another
agree.
good year. Yeah. It was. I loved it. It was awesome.
TJ Lang, I think the only human that I respect that has come out on the other side of that whole thing, but that's TJ Lang. He's going to do that. Whenever you're talking about the amount of quarterbacks, I think it was the next generation, right? This was the year of the next generation almost, the next chapter of the NFL, and it's in great hands, I think, Dan.
Yeah, I mean, so we live in that world, right? Is this guy elite? Can you win games because of him? However we phrase it, like think of the
you live in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you live in it. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I have to, but
Well,
like the AFC's got like 6 or 7 guys, and the NFC's probably got like a guy or two. This draft class has got 2, maybe 3 that are loaded. So
okay.
it's
Let's
It's
dive
big
in.
time.
Let's dive into it. I like that the future of the NFL is seemingly in great hands. Shout out to all of them. Patty Mahomes is obviously just a phenom. He's absurd.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts, absolute dog, especially with Sirianni. Even though Steichen's not there anymore. So let's move on here. Let's talk about Steichen. The Indianapolis Colts. I was completely out on Anthony Richardson. I could not take a single person serious who was talking about Anthony Richardson because for the first, 4 games, he didn't even throw a fucking touchdown. Didn't even throw a touchdown. When we were down there for Florida, Tennessee for college game day, all the signs said, I have thrown the same amount of touchdowns as fucking Anthony Richardson. I'm like, is that? I didn't know that going into the game. Then I looked it up. Then after in his 4th game, I think he threw 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And it was like 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. It was like 2-0, 3-0, 1-0. Like he really came on late as a passer. And then I started watching his highlights here because everybody's gassing him up. Hey, he's going to be a Colt, huh? He's going to be unbelievable with Steichen, this guy. Let's go, Dan. Let's go, dude.
All right, couple things. First of all, your tan looks tremendous. You do. Second of all,
you should have seen it burn.
I saw the tweet. No disrespect to anybody, but you did take game day, and I've told you this. You did take it to a new level this year. Okay, so I know you mentioned game day, Florida, all that stuff. All right, so
thank you. It's a great show.
It's funny that you mentioned. It's funny you mentioned Richardson and Indy. So I just flew back this morning with my family. iPad. I called the Utah-Florida game. So his first game of the year. I rewatched that game, and all I was thinking about watching him run and throw, because he could absolutely throw it, was, man, I wonder if saying how do you say the last name? Steichen?
Steichen, bro. Not Spikeman. Spikeman is how Gronk introduced him.
Yeah, right.
Steichen.
All right, I was sitting there watching going, I wonder if Shane Steichen's going to fall in love with this dude because of the success he had in Philly calling the plays with Jalen. And just the threat of the run and how Jalen, that offense became so difficult to defend because of it. I called the Utah game, like I said, and I was like, yeah, he's top 10 talent. His talent is off the charts. And I know people sit there and go, well, look at him as a pocket passer. Not trying to be disrespectful, but go watch what he was throwing to at Florida last year. Their number 1 receiver was their transfer from Arizona State wide receiver. I forget his name, but they didn't have guys on the outside. They didn't have guys on the outside.
Florida stinks. Florida stinks.
Dude, their talent on offense on the perimeter was so subpar. I think he's supernaturally talented. Everything you hear about him. Now, I've gotten in trouble on your show saying things that you hear, but everything you hear about him.
I've gotten sued for things.
Great dude, works his tail off, super smart. telling you, man, like, now, is he ready to play? No. But he has got superstar potential talent-wise.
Okay, well, we need a guy that's ready to play now. You know what I mean? You need to call up your guy, Matt Ryan, tell him to stay down in Atlanta. I saw him at the Hawks game. Fucking stay down.
Here's what I would say, Pat.
I like him as a person.
I always say, like, I shouldn't have said that. The ready to play thing, I think, is such a silly statement because no kid is ready to play. I've said this. Does he have a skill set that will allow him as a young player to survive the NFL? Now, that skill set could be cannon arm. It could be super smart. It could be understanding. It could be crazy athleticism. We saw that with Justin Fields a little bit last year. That allowed him to survive a bad situation. Now I think he's ready to thrive. This kid has athleticism that will allow him to survive. That if he's grown the right way, because he needs to get so much better mechanically in the pocket, but he can. Dude, he's got superstar potential.
What was that thing you said? Natural versus unnatural football thrower, and it's baseball, basically taking the ball here to here. Does he do that or no?
Yeah, but that's not him. No. He's natural. He's got a really natural throwing motion. I just think
great catch, Dahn.
I think more of his feet. Like sometimes he's so talented throwing wise. His throwing motion's very natural. It's almost like Jared Goff natural. I think sometimes like his feet get so close together. I'm just saying the motion, the throwing motion.
Bring him in. Goff had a good year.
But I think his feet get too close together.
All right, Connor has a question. So he's going to be a Colt.
I think Indy has to go get a quarterback, yes. I think Indy has to go get a quarterback. Has to.
Do you think we have – now, Bryce Young is what, 5'10" or something like that? No offense, Bryce Young. This is stats. Stats are stats. The NFL is the men's league, and quarterbacks are going to get hit standing like this. Murdered like this and hit this way with their heads going this way. Mm-hmm. Bryce Young is allegedly the Steph Curry of football. CJ Stroud, we watched him live in person. Big, strong. He was on the show. Dog, talked a little shit. I appreciate that. Will Levis out of Kentucky, big dude. Everybody's saying could potentially become a great NFL quarterback because there's other players of the past that have looked like him that have gone on to do great, like Josh Allen and such. Those four, clear top four. And how would you rank them at this exact moment? Now, 3 out of those 4 are participating in the combine, throwing.
Right.
CJ, Will, and Anthony Richardson are all throwing at the combine. So who knows what that means? I think that lifts them in my eyes, no matter how they do. What are your thoughts on those 4? And is it those 4 just interchangeably? And will somebody have to go to 1 to get all of these guys?
So Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, Richardson, Levis for me right now as I sit here today.
Does that worry you? He's this big?
Yo, I honestly, I think it is going to be so individualized, the Bryce Young thing. Because he is little. I've lived in the world. Yeah, I think he's unbelievable. I think his talent, it's Bryce Young. It is player-wise, because here's the thing, Pat. You watch him play and you go player-wise, that's the guy. Just watch the guys play the quarterback position and Bryce is the best player. But there will be teams, and it's their right to be there. Nope, the size thing, I'm not doing it. And here's the reality. It's really hard. I challenge anybody to find a guy as little as Bryce that we see in the NFL right now balling.
Yeah.
Or we have for the last 20 years.
Bro, I think that would be a tough – and this is not Bryce's fault. There's literally nothing Bryce could do about this. He is a baller. He is different. He is an anomaly.
Good.
But every time you watch football, guys are great. And then can they handle grown fucking men attempting to make a legacy and a living while tackling them? It's a tough thing that people have to think about.
I think the thing, Pat, is going to be this. It's going to have to be an owner going, I'm totally good with the size.
Well, Jim
Irsay. And here's the thing. What are you willing to roll the dice on?
Remember that? That's what he said. And then Chris Ballard goes, we can trade back, too, Jim. Guy in Alabama.
This guy loves picks.
They're in the press conference. They are.
From Alabama looks pretty good.
Pretty good, doesn't he? Well, we can trade back. Yeah. I'm fucking sick of this shit. Yeah. It's kind of what Irsay said.
I'm so much more willing to roll the dice that he's going to be good or he won't fail because he can't play. more than he'll fail because of his size.
Got
Like,
it.
He can flat out play.
Got it. Connor has a question for you, Dan.
Yeah, Dan, first I just want to give you your flowers because you were 100% right on the Patriots and Mac Jones. And,
Hell
I don't
yeah.
think people
We
do that
dogged
enough.
you for it.
We did. Big time.
Because that was your number one concern. Do you remember that? My number one concern. It was like,
You were
all
right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you were correct. And also, I'm sick of people, stealing your shit because I see it too much on social and on TV. But when you look at the Bears situation, I forget who brought it up on one of the shows that you co-host for, those 170 days. The Justin Fields being traded for, some sort of top five. Tannenbaum. He would be traded so that they could take maybe Bryce Young or one of the guys that you think is a total, complete stud, going to be a star. What do you think about that? And do you think that there's any sort of validation to that?
I mean, there's absolutely validation because it's the number one pick. So I can understand like the theory behind it as far as the starting point. I wouldn't do it. I think if you're the Bears, you have to number one go, who do we think is the best long-term prospect? It's not just about resetting the quarterback financial market. The Jets did that 2 years ago with Sam Darnold and Zach Wilson, and the main reasoning was let's reset the quarterback financial time frame for our organization. That obviously didn't turn out. So who do they think is going to be the better player long-term? Right now, I as much as I love Bryce, I feel better watching Justin's body of work in 2 years in the NFL. I really do.
He was the only positive for the Bears, was he not? He was the only positive. And then Tannenbaum says that. He's former general manager. And then we start talking about it. We're like,
well, actually,
maybe, because Justin you probably could get good trade for how good Justin Fields
Well,
looked.
I think that's the next step, Pat, is if you're the Bears, what do we think we can trade the number one pick for in comparison to what do we think we can get for Justin Fields? And I think the number one pick is going to be able to get way more than what Justin's going to get you, mainly because if you're a team and you need a young quarterback and you trade for Justin, you basically have like a year and a half to figure out till you have to pay him, and that's a new start for you as well. So I think, and there's quarterback desperate teams, obviously, but I don't think Chicago should trade him.
Me neither. We love Justin Fields. He was like the only upside almost. We have a Chicago Bears fan, obviously, in the building in Zito, and they have the number one pick. They sucked.
Think about it.
They were terrible.
We're on the clock.
Yeah, they have the number one pick, and he accounted for 25 plus touchdowns, and they have the number one pick. That tells you how much their roster stinks.
Well, yeah, they stunk, and the only thing that brought any happiness to Zito is, Justin Fields.
Yep.
Yeah, he's running all over him. That was literally the only thing. And then all of a sudden,
You know what I'd say too, Pat, real quick. I don't mean to cut you off, but
Dan, you're sure.
I also think CJ Stroud is going to benefit from Justin's performance because the whole knock of the Ohio State quarterbacks, well, we haven't seen one good. And the last thing I'll say on the rookies, because I know I could take CJ Stroud's, everyone's going to talk about the Georgia tape. I could take his Wisconsin tape and put it up against any quarterback that's come out in.
Did he run in that game?
A little bit, but
I think that's why.
I want to watch a dude.
I think that's why everybody's talking about the Georgia game because he ran. Yeah. I think it's because he ran.
But we live in this world right now where we talk about quarterbacks and it's like, well, how much can he create on his own? One, we maybe some guys don't need to because they're so good at everything else. And then the second thing is, while he may not be as creative as, Bryce is, we talk about him like he's then a statue. Like if you're not this incredibly creative guy, you can't get yourself out of bad stuff.
Yeah.
Watch him in those games. Watch the Notre Dame game. Watch him. I'm telling you, I could put his Wisconsin tape against any quarterback that has come out of the draft in 3 years.
We love CJ.
Oh, yeah.
We got to watch him, obviously, for that megacast live. I got to see his, just look at him. I'm like, oh, that's a Sunday quarterback. You could literally look at him and be like, that's a Sunday quarterback. Then he came on the show, awesome. Yep. And then now he's throwing it to combine. Doesn't have to. Fucking love that. Everything he's doing, I'm a massive fan of. I'll be excited to see how those four kind of fall into place.
He's the best passer in the draft, just as far as guys that can just purely, if we just want you to go, hey, who can throw it the best? It's Bryce. It's CJ Stroud.
I think I saw you steal this from Kurt Warner, but Kurt tweeted. He said, "How come we always talk about guys extending plays and everything like that? do we think maybe they just missed the read? Like some guys just can't make as good of read on something, so they have to run. He was like, I feel like there's a misjudgment on some things, and it's kind of to your point about how we feel like everybody has to be able to run and do this. He was like, but if a guy can dissect a defense and do it, probably don't need to do that as much. It's an interesting convo because we're in the transition of the NFL right now, Dan. Transition of the NFL right now. Joey Burrow, I think, is really the cerebral pocket passer of the NFL. But Patrick Mahomes, what are they, like 10-0 whenever he throws 90% from inside the pocket? It's like you got to be able to do both, I think. But the both is certainly becoming a lot more prevalent as opposed to just one. Ty has a question for you moving on.
Dan, I think it was before the Colts hired Steichen. There were a lot of rumors going around about you potentially being some sort of offensive coach. I know the last time we talked to you, you said, excuse me, that like that you're the last time we talked to you, you said that you're definitely interested, but obviously you've been having, a great time on TV. Do you anticipate this moving forward every offseason where your name is going to get thrown into some sort of coaching role? And at what point do you think you'll actually seriously consider maybe coaching as opposed to being an analyst?
Yeah, we got Cooter anyway, so.
Yeah, hey, JBC.
Hell yeah.
One, it's flattering and like super humbling that it happens. Two, I hope that I do a good enough job on television that happens annually. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I think part of the conversations that I've had is a lot of the connections that I have with some of the coaches. Either I played for them or they were a different position coach on the staff that, a team that I played on, or just guys that I've built relationships with. So I think that's part of it, is having some connections with those guys that are in those conversations. I hope that it continues to be an off-season thing for me, because I'll always, I don't want to say always, but I very much so think about it. And I think the farther I get removed from playing, which is like 5 years now, the more I want to do it. I came really close this year. I'll be honest with you. I came very close this year.
Us?
Who?
Indy.
I had some good conversations with Indy. I came really close to another team, just from relationships and I think where they sit as a football team and the city that they're in, and what I think they're going to do at quarterback and all that. So it was out there. I mean, Carolina I came really close with.
Hey, it's good leverage, too, for you for ESPN. Yeah. I mean, Gruden, he sent some emails, obviously, a long time ago. But he also, and probably more recently, we don't know. We didn't get to see all of his emails. But he literally, every single offseason, was being approached to become a head coach. And everybody's like, that's bullshit. It's like, no, very real. And then all of a sudden, his ESPN deal, boom, this thing's going up another $10 million. Boom, it's going up. Yeah. It's only good, Dan, if people want you. Yeah. And I'm happy for you that people want you.
No, and it's flattering. It is. And I had some really good, deep, long conversations with the people there and my wife. And, I think like right now with where our kids are, 11 and 7, and kind of I also said this to them, like, I don't know how good I don't want to say that because it sounds like a corny comment, but like I just don't know where this TV thing could go right now, and it continues to go well, and I'm having fun. So
don't be the Joel Dahn of TV.
Come on,
okay.
Haven't gotten to that episode yet.
Wait, how many episodes you watch?
Just 2. I've only done Kepka and JT.
Yeah, yep. JT, awesome. Kepka had to go to live. Yeah, he never thought he was going to win another tournament. That guy's won.
It was fascinating to listen to him talking back. I can't beat those guys.
Hey, that's kicker punters right there. That's legit. Yeah. That's like whenever you get to the point where you're like, I don't know if I could do it anymore, because you're comparing yourself to your former self. So then you're comparing your now versus what you were doing against people then against them. So it was like after watching that full swing, which I thought was fantastic, by the way, shout out to all parties involved there. I watched it. After watching it, it was like he had
didn't have a choice.
Where his mind was, he thought he was never going to win another golf tournament again. It seemed like just from watching, and then he's got $100 million coming. It's like,
pay for that.
All right. Okay, I will do that. Same with Poulter. Poulter was the same thing. Poulter wanted to
I
play.
heard Poulter's episode was good.
Great.
I heard it was a good episode. Yeah. I heard that.
Great. Whenever you watch it, you'll become a massive fan of his, and then you'll completely understand why he took a massive amount of money instead of staying on the beach. It's like, I feel like we're understanding a lot more from it, which most docuseries kind of do for you. But I thought it was very well done. I think you'll enjoy it all. Tone has a question for you.
Dan, you feel like a good person to ask this because you do cover the college game and the professional game. I was, as a Steelers fan, disappointed to hear that Monken was going to be the OC for the Ravens because it feels like he could be the perfect fit for Lamar. How do you see that going?
You got to pay him.
I think it's the perfect ideal match for Lamar. So calling the Georgia games, I remember sitting with Monken this year, and I said to him, I said, you guys have the number one offense in college football, and you hang 45 on everybody, and you really don't have, outside of the tight end, they really don't have like this guy on the outside wide receiver wise. You're like, oh man, of course you do. You know, like of course you're throwing for 350 yards a game. And I think the big takeaway that I had from him was like this guy completely understands how to take what he has individually, what are they really good at, and how does he just force those guys to excel in certain areas, you know, and not just saying this is what we do. It's like, oh, this kid's really good at this, and this kid stinks at this, and this kid's really good at this, and so we're only going to live in and we're going to do it all in different kinds of ways. And I think that's what Baltimore needs right now. I think that's offensively what they need right now because they don't have, outside of Mark, they don't really have a guy on the outside. Bateman could potentially become a guy. And I think for Lamar, for him to take the next step, for him to like, I don't know, get himself, maybe get the national narrative around him gone of like he's still only just the guy that is a runner. Lamar.
Is that what you guys were saying?
That's interesting.
Is that what you guys were saying about him over there? Is that what you guys were saying?
No, but there's still. I remember in the playoffs this year, people were talking about Philadelphia and how you can't win a championship running that style of offense. You can't. Obviously, Kansas City won, but we don't get to see the ending. So yes, that corny narrative is still accurate.
I agree. It's mostly because of what you guys say, though. Just want to let you know, you guys kind of set the narratives. That's your problem. And I'm proud of you guys for that. You become one of those narrative setters. Good for you, man. Look at you.
And I think Lamar is best suited for a pro-style offense.
Hey, Lamar, he's still got to get paid, bro. They're like $100 million off, allegedly. Now,
I can't understand it.
All these reports of contracts, though, like when you guys are talking about them on ESPN, do you have to take it with a grain of like, oh, this is probably leverage from one side or the other, these reports of what the numbers are? Like them coming out and saying, we offered Lamar $133 million guaranteed. Like that is clearly from Baltimore's side to their fans saying, we tried to do it. We're trying, you know what I mean? And Lamar's not.
I do now because of your show.
Okay.
Being honest.
Okay, sweet. Well, I'm happy. We're narrative. Hey, look at us.
Go.
Hey, we're back.
That's sweet. Hell yeah.
Back,
Seriously,
baby.
I remember you talking about that's maybe not Lamar's situation, but I think I was watching one time. I don't know if I was watching live or the internet, and you were like, there's all these different leaks or ways that they try to paint the picture and this and that. And you broke it down, and I was like, oh, he's probably right.
Yeah, because it's like it's business. It's just like classic business, you know? Like if you want to make your fan base happy with you and not look bad, you're obviously going to paint the picture that, hey, we've tried. I think it was with Dak. Yeah. That's when we first started looking. It was Jerry. It was Jerry and Dak. And they're like, we offered him $70 million, and he just refused to do it. Is Dak worth more than that? Is kind of what the reporters were saying. And then the Cowboys fans are like, he isn't. It's the same thing happening with Daniel Jones right now.
Yeah.
The $45 million thing, it's like, is that real? We don't know. We haven't heard if that's real or not. But we got Giants fans. Hey, hold on, though. We got Giants fans saying, get him the fuck out of town if he wants the $45 million. It's like, do we know if that's even real? It's crazy. That's the time of year we're in right now, Dan.
Yeah, when we were at the Pro Bowl, we were chatting with Saquon, and Saquon was like almost getting into like not a fight, but like adamant. Daniel Jones get $45 million this year, and we were sitting there going, "There's no way! Like there's no way." He was like, "Bro, Daniel Jones getting $45 million this offseason." We were all like, "What do you know that we don't know?" Because that seems like a very large amount of money for him. Good players, proved he's earned some money, but 45. But yeah, I think Baltimore, dude, like I can't fathom Baltimore moving forward without Lamar Jackson.
None of us can. That's why we're like, get a
can't.
deal done. But we have to talk about it every single, like when he doesn't play and people are saying like he's limping around the whole thing. The automatic conversation is like, well, he's not playing because they didn't pay him. It's like, that shouldn't even be a conversation right now. He's Lamar Jackson. He's already won an MVP. He's won a playoff game. He is the Baltimore Ravens. Pay the guy. You know what? We're all
And
confused.
2 seasons ago, the 20 season when, right? So yeah, the 2020 season when they were the number 1 seed, he was carrying that team that was dead. Remember, they had historical injuries.
4 running backs out. Yeah.
Yeah, the whole team, they had like 30 guys on IR, and he was still carrying the team to a number 1 seed with like a month left. If I was Baltimore, I would sit there and go, that's the evidence we have that while we're going to allocate a lot of money to him, he's proven to be capable of carrying a roster that may not be as loaded as some cheaper quarterbacks can have.
Yeah, and if they pay him then, they don't have to deal with the Deshaun Watson deal that happened because Haslam gave them $230 million guaranteed. Yeah. Dan, we know you got to go to work. We can't thank you enough for joining us. We miss you, bud. Hell of a season
Good to be back.
Hell of a season out of you, Dan. Are you excited for
I had the Indy. Are you Indy at the end of the week? Thursday, Friday?
Yeah, back Thursday. Oh, yeah, Thursday we're having a happy hour show. Thursday we're going. Are you coming to town?
What time? I am.
What time?
Oh, you want to come in the studio Thursday?
What time, Bob?
I think we're going to go like 4.
You don't watch NFL Live, do you?
Oh, yeah. You're live there. We do watch it.
What is the combine at 7?
I'll text you. We'll figure it out.
You come in studio. We're outside the city.
I'll come. If the window works, I'll come.
Oh, yeah.
We'll come if you come. Ain't that right?
Amen.
Oh, my God. Could you imagine this guy fresh off the beach? Look how tan he looks.
Bingo.
Oh, Dan, you look good, pal.
Looked up.
A lot of coming going on. We can't appreciate you enough. Ladies and gentlemen, the face of ESPN, Dan Orlovsky.
He's great at pickleball.
I bet you he plays.
He probably is pretty good at pickleball.
He couldn't handle me with that.
No.
The black ace.
With the ace? No.
All right, so he said Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Anthony Richardson, Will Levis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? Is that what he said?
Yeah, that's what he said. 2 definite stars. Guys in the draft.
So that'd be the first 2.
That Bryce Young thing scares the shit out of me, just strictly because I saw Matt Ryan have to pick himself up off the ground so many times, and it's like, need a little girth on my guy. Yeah. You know what I mean? Need a little shock collar around the
he does
body.
have that ability, like how Mahomes scrambles and like never gets sacked. But I mean, they're gonna get you once.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Like even with Tua. Like Tua, they got the best left tackle in the entire free agency.
No offense.
Yeah, no offense.
This is no offense. We are just strictly talking about if we were to be investing into the face of our franchise, which the Colts are very close to doing that. So we are Houston is looking for a guy. Obviously, there's other teams that are going to get up into the mix. Carolina, maybe, who knows if they have enough to get up in there. There's a lot of teams that are going to be looking for a quarterback, and these are all the actual conversations that the owners and GMs are having. Do they have the talent? Bryce Young definitely has the talent. Can he survive the NFL? That's a real question that is allowed to be asked, I think.
He's also just like, I mean, if you're taking him with the first pick, like he could be the outlier. He could be one of these small guys who goes on and plays unbelievable. But like when the only other guys you can point to are like, well, yeah, Drew Brees and Russell Wilson are the same size. It's like those are 2 guys in the last fucking
Russ is a
30
little
years.
thicker.
He is for sure.
Well,
For sure.
certainly,
especially
Now he
against-
is, at least. I mean,
Whoa,
when he got drafted, I think he was probably pretty similar to what Bryce Young is. But I also, you mentioned it, I don't love that he's not throwing at the combine.
Me,
When everyone else
when you're
is
the only one.
Yeah.
So they never used to, right?
Right.
Like last year, nobody really threw except for
I saw a.
it's like almost standard operating procedure that they don't throw.
Burrow never threw.
Malik did last year, right? I think he was the.
So the fact that CJ is throwing, I think is like I think GMs, me as a fan, like love it.
Appreciate
I didn't like the Will Levis set out of the bowl game.
Right.
I didn't like it, but I guess he's fucking top
made
4.
sense.
Yeah, now it makes sense. Hindsight.
Iowa Hawkeye defense, you don't want to fucking just
vicious.
absolutely torpedo your draft stock. But
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have a great year, I don't think, with that Kentucky team to begin with. But, like, I didn't like the fact that he opted out of his teammates, like, one last time with their teammates. Like, in my eyes, if I'm a GM, it's like I want a guy that wants to play with his team. Like, that
For
whole
his
thing.
guys.
But business-wise, would have made no sense for Will Levis to playing that whole game. And that whole conversation is certainly an old school, new school type thing that is taking place. I couldn't fathom. I got a chance to play with Pat White. You know what I mean? And it was his birthday the other day, and I got to give him the proper amount of flowers that he deserves. And it felt like the internet gave him a lot of flowers. Chief would have never in a million years. You know what I mean? And he was obviously getting talked about going to the NFL. We played in the Meineke Car Care Bowl our senior year. We're supposed to go to the Natty junior year. Yeah. Senior year, we're new coaching staff, new offense coordinator, new everything. We go to the Meineke Car Care Bowl. This dude was celebrating after it like we just won a fucking big time because he wanted to, you know. And now it's a whole new, and obviously players can get hurt in their bowl game and can fuck up their draft, and that's a whole conversation that has to take place. I get it. And Will Levis, obviously top 3 quarterback in everybody's mind, business-wise makes sense. But whenever I see like C.J. Stroud's numbers, and I see like Bryce Young's numbers, and then I saw like Will Levis's numbers, and I'm like, yo, bro, like there's a chance you're a Colt next year. Like, I would like to see you, you know, want to play with your teammates. I would assume his teammates and his team are like, do not play in this worth nothing game. It's just a whole different world. But them throwing, I think, is like a cool thing. Like, okay, we feel lucky to be at the combine. I was not invited to the combine. These people are feeling lucky to be at the combine. And you know what? We will throw to guys that we've never fucking worked with. I have no idea what the timing is going to be with this guy on a go route, but I'm going to go sling the rock to the guy. Like, I respect and appreciate that. And I think there's a lot of GMs in the league that'll be like, if a guy has a bad performance at the combine with wide receivers he's never thrown to, they'd be like, happy fucking.
He has his pro day.
The guy's competitive, The guy's competitive and wants to throw and wants to do his thing. So there's so many different ways to go about it. And I sound like an old guy in my front yard, I guess, yelling at a cloud. But it's like, I just want to see guys that won't compete, won't be good teammates, and guys that we can invest in to be the face of our franchise. And I like that CJ, Bryce, AR, Will are all throwing. I like it. I love it, actually. I'm a big fan of that.
Well, and we always talk about like being a dog.
Don't need to run.
No.
Don't need to do the bench.
No.
Football, though. Let's do football.
And that feels like a dog thing to do. Like go out there and perform and, you know, when called upon, you do it. But what you said about the numbers thing, that's why this one's so interesting, because when you put all those numbers up and then you put like Hendon Hooker's numbers next to all these guys, it's like, well, he's almost the best guy on there, but because he tore his ACL, he's probably not going to be available to, you know, or he probably will still be available in like the second, third round.
I can hear Chris Ballard right now. If you listen to anything Jim Irsay says publicly about how much Chris Ballard loves picks and trading back, and that is Chris Ballard's MO, him going, Jim, I think we get like 4 picks if we trade out of 4 and go. Hendon Hooker's going to be Steichen. You like Hendon Hooker? Guy can run. Let's look at his ACL. We'll look at his ACL. I think we can get him like 20. We go down to like 20. They're not even talking about. And if McAfee shut the fuck up, and Daniel Jeremiah put Hendon Hooker in his top 50, this is the first time we've seen him in any of the draft people's things. And I got to see a lot of him last year because obviously game day followed Tennessee a lot. And we did, and I watched a lot of film on the guy. He is a baller.
Yes.
Not even being talked about in this whole conversation. I guess because of the ACL. We shall see how it pans out. There's going to be a lot of that the next couple months, huh?
Yeah, a ton of it.
We weren't here, but when fucking Jim was like, that quarterback, Alabama, number 1.
Or we could trade back, Chris Ballard said.
Or I see, like,
Scott loves picks.
I would have never thought like this before, but you have kind of changed my thinking on things. Like, I thought for sure that Chris and Jim planned that ahead of time for Jim to go out there and be like,
I mean, maybe it was a work. I mean, maybe we have no idea if that was a work. You know what I mean? I have no idea. But if they're playing poker up there, Jim's like, I'm going to let everybody know.
Yeah.
We love Bryce Young.
Hey, Shane, we're going to use your press
level.
conference as a little leverage here.
Hey, Shane, welcome to the team. We're working. Do what you got to do. We're going to be a tough team, hard, aggressive, blah, blah, blah. Pew, pew, pew. And then shots. Pew, 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 pew. Coach Gannon down in Houston, happy he's in the AFC South, I think. No.
Arizona.
Sorry, Arizona. So sorry. Happy he is in it. D'Amico Ryan's not happy he's in it.
Right.
Arizona, though. I saw a tweet. I saw a tweet. I was in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Don't want to say it too often, but people might be tuning in wondering why my skin is the color it is. I got 4th degree sunburn day 1 out there.
Yep.
Okay, I was cooking. I was told there wasn't going to be any sun the whole week. They were wrong. There was a lot of sun. Turns out sun still has its fastball.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it does work through the clouds. Mm-hmm. So that's wild.
That's when it's
never
most
hold
dangerous.
that.
That's what they say, yeah, because you're not paying attention.
Yeah.
And I certainly was not. But whenever I opened my phone, and I put my phone away for a few days.
Yeah, it was nice.
Felt really good.
Oh yeah.
Haven't been able to do that in years. Was still plugged in.
Sure.
Yeah,
but
checking
not
here.
not on a string.
Let's see if there was an alien in Hawaii or something.
Boom. And I was looking. Pretty cloudy at night. Didn't really get to see much. Kind of fucked up. Didn't see any aliens. But are they controlling the clouds, though?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Are they the clouds?
They are the clouds.
I watched a movie where they're the clouds.
Nope.
Yep.
Yeah.
There was that bird also over break.
Oh, yeah. Just
Of course there was.
this is literally what the bird was doing. Yeah. Just hovering over a street.
That was wild.
Welcome to the Black Beret, gentlemen.
But I opened it, and the tweet I saw was the Arizona Cardinals hired Michael Scott as their head coach.
Yeah.
And then I clicked the video, and he was like, boo, 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 boo.
Shots.
Shots.
Creatives.
Boo. Explosives. Run the video. This is what I saw.
What's up? Hey! What's up, man? How you doing? Good. Good. Shots. Explosives. You can run.
I loved it.
Genius.
I was so happy. Him and Sirianni were on the same coaching staff.
That's right.
That's right.
No wonder they made it to the fucking Super Bowl. All right, let's get to a break. We'll be back for hour 2. We have Jeff Passan joining us in about 15 minutes. Can't wait to catch up with the Jet about baseball with their new pitch clock.
Hell yeah.
It's changing the game. Baseball purists hate it. I think everybody else will enjoy it. 2.5-hour games as opposed to 6-hour games. That has to be good for the sport. Ty?
Yeah, I think so.
Ty?
I think so. We'll see. It's still very early on. I mean, if something like this, affects a game in August because a fucking guy is in the box too long or not long enough, then people are going to be pissed. But you're right. I mean, some of these, we don't need 7-0 baseball games lasting 6 hours. Let's get those to be 2.5.
And maybe they'll be more lenient when the games matter.
Yeah.
Definitely
Maybe.
possible.
We'll talk to Jet about that in about 15 minutes. More football conversation and obviously phone calls on the 5 Energy phone line. 1-833-432-3663. That's 1-833-4-DODO. Be a friend, tell a friend. Take. Hi. Let me tell a tale about this little blue can. Inside there's a nectar love from here to Japan. It's a vibe, it's a time, ice cold or with lime. So sublime.
This shit is divine.
It's the beer of choice when you wanna rejoice. Hey yo boys, what's the noise? Hey yo boys, what's the noise? Well, us and Bud Light have made it a fish. We bring the stoogery, they bring delish. Feels like a genie just granted us a wish. Cause for all of us, it was love at first sip. Now be a bud, tell a bud to grab some Bud Lights. Go and Drizzly Code is what? $5 off tonight. Go and Drizzly Code is what? $5 off tonight. Cause if you're living life right and you're drinking Bud Light and you wake up in the morning and you fight the good fight, then you're doing A-okay, doing A-okay. Matter of fact, you're doing great no matter what they say. Now, be a bud, tell a bud to grab some Bud Lights. Go and Drizzly Code is wide, $5 off tonight. $5 off tonight.
Wide.
Hey, we're up to something big. Hey, we're up to something big, AJ. We are up to something. This is the coolest moment of the history of my existence. I think people are going to be startled. It's a joke, and I can't thank everybody enough, honestly. I'm up to something. It is a big time day. Let's go. Not only are we going back to Plum to do something cool, but today is the day that our heater horse has arrived for the Super Bowl. It's a pretty big deal. Whenever you get a chance to give back to where you're from, especially a place that helped create me and mold me, I'm very, very lucky to do it. I'm lucky to be from here, and it seems like the only smart thing to do would be give back.
Stinks here, huh?
What's up, Kennywood, dude? Kennywood is named after Kenny's Woods. A man named Kenny owned the hill in the woody area. They turned it into an amusement park, which is a Yinzer staple. shots out this area we are in currently. I think life can be much simpler whenever you just take care of your people, enjoy your life, and do your thing, and that's all we're trying to do. You know, growing old, slowly dying. How about you? How's everybody? I'm gonna give a full lead up to how I got to where I'm at. I think I'm very lucky to be from here. If you're a kid that has walked through these halls, you understand something that not a lot of people do. I think Plum is a much different place than everywhere else.
And there's Nick up there. Go look at Nick, how pissed off he is.
This past summer, I was driving through here because I was here for an event, and Angelo Bolino, little blonde-haired kid, was kicking on the same field that I used to kick on as a child. And he had like 2 balls and a holder. And I was watching him kick, and then he would go shag for himself, and then he would come back and kick. And the easy question is, if he had 10 balls, how much better could Angelo Bolino be? If I would have been able to have 10 balls, 15 balls, new cleats, new everything, chances to go to camps with my teammates and everything, what could have happened? So I said to myself, literally after meeting with Angelo, great season by the way, dude. I said if I ever get a chance, I'm gonna try to take care of the potential humans and kids that were in my exact position in club. I'm gonna give $200,000 to the Plum area soccer. I'm gonna give $150,000 to the PMFA youth football. I'm gonna give $100,000 to the baseball youth. I'm gonna give $100,000 to the lacrosse. And then we're gonna have $2 million in this fund that'll just start. And hopefully it'll only go on from here. Sweet stuff for sports. Just anything to make everybody's, the teams and the players' lives easier, better. Trying to streamline the entire process of taking care of the athletes at Plum High School is kind of what it's all about.
Hey, you too. Wow, dude, that was cool.
All right, Narati, like the Hindi. You're going to have a lot of people that have never accomplished anything in their life tell you that what you're thinking about doing isn't possible. Just because they don't think they could accomplish it doesn't mean anything to you. Cheers, everybody. Hey, we're all Mustangs here. Let's go.
Hey, look it. From Wee-Man! He learned something from Brock. And Wee-Man back in the ring. He's stalking Sammy. Listen to this place. Oh, to the kneecap. Wee-Man so active. Oh, look at this. Body slam. Wee-Man body slamming Sami Zayn. Wee-Man used to kick himself in the face. Are you kidding me? Now he's body slamming Sami Zayn.
We now have a returner who they kick the ball away from. That's incredible. I mean, what Keyshawn has done in the short amount of time. But look at this guy. I mean, it's not like being on a kickoff team is tough. He just ran around like 4 guys there, starting the other side of the 50. It's pretty impressive. He had a bunch of great returns. I saw he's had 8 30-plus yard kickoff returns, and we only had 9 like in the last 3 years or something crazy like that. And he's only been doing it for, what, the last 8 or 9 weeks? You probably liked that tackle there, didn't you, Pat?
Yeah. I like the old submarine dive in there by the kicker, but also, did you see, I was just pointing out Basacha. Basacha's running down the sideline with him.
Can you circle it?
Yeah.
Right
there.
He is.
Right there. And he had been sprinting literally down the whole sideline, and then the pile gets over here, which it's a spark. A big return is like an immediate juice. You guys have never had that. And at the beginning of the year, I don't think the Basacha effect had fully taken place. It feels like you're in a good spot now in a phase of the game that you haven't been for what, like decades almost.
Well, I would say the last time you felt really, really good about a returner back there was probably young Randall Cobb. His first game ever, he returned it like 108 for a touchdown. Micah Hyde as well was a good returner for us. I think he returned a couple punts for a touchdown. But kickoff return, man, that's been a long time. It really has. It's been a lot of like, no. Oh. And now it's like, bring it out, Keith. Bring it out. Come on.
Hey,
Why?
let's go.
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. AJ, never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston College.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this We Are Back Monday, February 27th, 2023. Hour 2 starts right now.
We're back!
First hour was much better on the We're Back.
For sure.
Gonna have to work on that. A lot of things are obviously much better the first time around than the next time around. But this hour is about to be our best hour since break because last hour was not bad. It wasn't terrible.
It's all right.
This hour we got baseball.
Hell yeah.
And we are known to be a baseball
Yeah,
show. We are
wheelhouse.
known to be a baseball operation. The Toxic Table was here at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer,
Dahn.
Cowboys Tone Diggs is your Tone. How was
Howdy.
Did you gamble at all during the break?
Wouldn't.
I couldn't either. I was in a state.
Yeah.
That's tough.
It is.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Is
Game
it
changer.
1915? What's the deal?
Make it legal everywhere.
It was
now.
I actually enjoyed stepping away from the gambling for a
I mean,
little
you've
bit.
been in the batter's box just.
Yeah, every day.
All right, I guess I like this parlay. I like this
Thought
parlay.
back today, I was like, oh, college basketball's still happening. Let's fucking handicap that.
College basketball isn't just
Oh,
happening.
yeah.
It is thriving.
College basketball has March Madness happening right now.
Yeah.
And we all know the old saying, January, Izzo blows an 11-point lead in 55 seconds.
That's right.
March, April, May. You know how it all goes. I'm not a big college basketball watcher.
No.
Okay? Like the Texas team, got to meet them, obviously. Like the way they're playing basketball.
Yeah.
A lot of things on sideways.
Yeah, forgot about that.
So I'm not like a big college basketball guy. I just so happen upon the last 4 minutes of Iowa, Michigan State. And I actually sent a text into the group. Boy, Iowa's getting their fucking dick kicked in. Like doing it just to shit talk because I knew Ty and Evan were definitely watching the game. And I just so happened to turn it on. I'm like, this Iowa team is a disgrace. And then there's somebody who's like, tough barn. It's like, no, I was at home. I was at home getting their asses beat. And then all of a sudden, boom, shots, explosives,
Yeah, exactly.
boom, bang.
Exactly.
You guys got 3 whites that just
Peyton Sanford.
just started putting it in. In Michigan State embarrassed the entire Mitten State.
So bad.
That's tough to do, dude. And obviously the stare down is where it all began.
Yep.
Well-
once the coach of Iowa decided to look at this ref and say, nothing. Just let his eyes do the talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been on some fuckboy shit all day today.
Yep.
Basically what the coach said.
Pretty much.
And then the ref, I appreciate the ref. The ref goes,
Took a couple
"Go ahead,
steps forward.
touch me. Gary, I'm fucking ready. I will. And then he just turns around, goes back. And from that point forward, the Hawkeyes were dogs.
Yeah.
They didn't miss. The hoop got this big after
been.
that stare down.
Should have been a
handed.
technical game. Would have been actually over after that happened.
He did get teed up with about 2 minutes left. So that's when I was like, okay, this game's fucking over. Here we go.
Is Iowa good?
Iowa does it again. They're going to make the tournament for
Yeah.
sure.
Okay.
For sure. They don't really have like one star per se, but that's their problem is at home, they shoot like that. On the road, they can get beat by anybody.
Yeah.
And what happened to Michigan State? You guys just suck?
No. Michigan State was literally made everything.
On fire.
They were shooting like 70% from 3.
Making all the free throws, too.
Exactly.
What?
And then for whatever reason,
Stare down.
stare down, and then so Iowa kept fouling.
Yes.
Michigan State would make 2. Iowa would come down and hit a 3.
Numbers game.
They'd foul again, and they just couldn't. And then they just needed Michigan State to miss 1 free throw. They did. Michigan State didn't foul with 9 seconds left. Gave
Yeah.
Iowa a beautiful
Is,
look.
Which is a
Boom.
big problem.
Hit
A
a
lot of
3.
people are pissed about.
Go to OT, and then then Iowa just fucking manhandled them in OT.
Michigan State plus 5.5 did not cover.
Yeah.
No.
That's it.
And they were up by 11 with 55
seconds left.
Basketball is certainly an interesting sport. I did enjoy that. And the Iowa men get a big win over Michigan State. We assume Michigan State would do great in the tournament.
See, no,
If
that
they
would have
make
been a
it-
huge win for this Michigan State team. You got to beat a team on the road like that. It's so hard. And this is when I always start saying January, February,
Izzo with an early exit.
Izzo.
Yep.
Oh.
But instead, they choked it away, and now I'm really nervous. I don't know how you come back from that.
And once again, Michigan State people, I would know nothing about your sport or your school or your team if it wasn't for Foxy.
Michigan people in general, Detroit fans too, you got to understand Pat's just chirping. And that's sports. Like,
And you
gotta
guys are soft.
understand that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys are
exactly.
soft.
Like, it's fun.
And that's okay. It's completely okay. I learned a lot about your state. But the whole tweet about January, Izzo blows an 11-point lead in 55 seconds.
Yeah.
March, April.
Good tweet.
The responses were awesome.
Good tweet.
They were absolutely incredible. I respect the Michigan State people.
Yes.
I respect the fact you guys are going to have another early disappointing exit from the March Madness tournament.
Definitely.
And because that's what we had to live the last couple years
If they make
with
it.
Foxy. Flip side. I was watching. Look at me, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm starting to become a little bit more well-rounded.
Sure.
Hey, you're a sports talk show host. Watch sports.
Sure.
Might as
Okay,
well.
so I started doing that recently. Started watching other sports other than just football.
NBA too.
And I love the NBA, especially because they got guys like Dame Dollar who are able to
Bingo.
drop a freestyle on a plane during a delay,
Yep.
and then 2 days later drop fucking 70 points or whatever. And then I like the fact that they're having conversations. Which 70-point performance was more impressive? Scored 70 in one fucking game, 4 quarters.
impressive.
It's all impressive. But the Iowa women,
Oh, yeah.
I was watching they were doing a warm-up. Somebody was talking, and warm-ups was happening behind them. And all I saw was splash, splash, splash. And I thought they were at an NBA. Didn't have sound on my TV. I thought they were at an NBA game. I turned on the sound in the background. It's the fucking Hawkeyes women's team.
Yeah.
They have snipers all over. I don't think anybody hit the rim for like 6 minutes.
Best
It was
player in
just
the nation.
splash, 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 splash. It was one of the most impressive things. And then they beat Indiana, I think, last minute with.
Yeah, buzzer beater. Caitlin Clark.
They're the greatest. Is that the greatest shooting team of all time? I watched their warm-ups, and I felt like I was watching the NBA warm-ups with the way it was. And it was maybe just like a 30-second hit or a 35-second. I didn't see the ball hit a rim one time. I'm like, what the fuck are they drinking in Iowa over there? They are lights. Because this was shortly after, I think, the men's team.
Yeah, it was the day after.
Yeah, it was right after the men's team. Who,
Yeah.
The only time I watched them play, they didn't even, those shots they were hitting, not even rim. Those things were splash, splash. I'm like, Iowa is the birthplace for jumpers all of a sudden. It feels like your women's team might be the team.
Yeah, they're top 5. They're one of the best. Caitlin Clark is must-watch TV. She really is. Like she pulls up from like Steph Curry range. She's fucking unbelievable. Scores 35 plus every single game. And then as an Iowa fan, that was probably one of if not the most memorable weekend of Iowa sports in general. Yeah, the men have that buzzer beater sending into overtime. Indiana, I think, is ranked 2. The women beat them, and then Iowa's baseball team beat number 1 LSU. So it was like,
Hey, let's go.
kind of just perfect
Okay.
storm. Perfect storm as an Iowa fan.
I think the Mountaineers baseball team's real good, by the way.
Okay.
And the West Virginia rifle team, national champions.
That's right.
Listen, we get into any, allegedly there's conflict potentially brewing. Go ahead and get in the bunker that has the West Virginia Rifle alumni and the West Virginia Rifle current team. We're talking snipers.
Headshots.
They have the ability to keep their heart rate so low. They're locked in.
What's trouble brewing?
Huh?
Trouble's brewing?
Trouble.
I don't know, before we went on break, I don't know. I turned it all off.
There was a lot of trouble brewing.
Before we went to break, I
There
thought the
was.
world was ending.
That's
Tell
kind
you
of
what,
why I
turns
stopped
out
looking
you-
at my phone. I was like,
You
fuck.
can turn it off. I did.
Yeah, nothing happened.
Yeah,
World was
exactly.
super peaceful for like 10
Yeah.
days.
10 days, yeah, nothing. I think we're still in that. I mean, I got sued.
That happened.
Yeah.
That happened
Can't turn
kind
your
of
phone off to that. Showed up at my front door early, too, by the way.
Surprised you didn't do the Snyder. Just duct tape the hands and pockets.
Nobody's home. What if I?
Yeah.
The dogs are just barking
that
so loud.
That guy's up there.
Let's move along. Yeah, that's awesome.
Exactly.
We'll talk about that. We need to talk about baseball, though. Speaking about sports. And we've become, is there a tornado watch going on?
We are in the middle of a tornado watch.
Are we
right now.
nervous that Rapshi might get sucked up by one of these tornadoes on his way
He
up
might get
here?
sucked up.
He's supposed to be, I think he's flying in right now. There's no way they're landing.
Ooh, yeah, probably not.
No, they're probably circling around. He's on his 9th or 10th cocktail.
Ian Rappaport, we hope you land safely. We hope everybody in the sky lands safely because there is a jet coming through.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to talk baseball with the baseball man, a guy who we appreciate and we love, and we get to check in with every once in a while to understand what's going on in the Major League Baseball world. Ladies and gentlemen, from ESPN, Jeff Passan. Jet, what's up?
You know, Pat, when you kept saying splash, 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 I thought you were talking about Connor and his Lululemons.
I knew something was coming. I just didn't know how.
Bro, how about this guy? 27 years old, had a margarita, a couple tacos.
What?
All of a sudden, he's splattering his pants and his toilet. I didn't know adults did that, but the guy had a great break, Jet.
Honestly, if there's anybody in that studio right now who would shit his pants, it's 100% Connor.
Had a better
Like,
Connor.
no
Thank
doubt.
you for living up to the hype.
Yeah.
Let's talk
You're
about
looking good, kid. You're looking good.
Yeah, By the way, Jet, you too. You too. We're in your season right now. We are in the middle of baseball. We saw you on TV earlier. We're so thankful that you get to join us. Obviously, baseball's in the news. I texted you late last night where, I was finally thinking about, what are we going to talk about? You know what I mean? Because this is a long time. Didn't think we were going to be able to get through the first hour. We did. Shout out to Dan Orlovsky.
There we go, Dane.
But as I was scanning the interwebs about sports, baseball is in it yet again. And once again, it is not necessarily about the game of baseball. It is about the stuff surrounding baseball. In this particular case, a shot clock was the deciding factor of a game, Jet. What type of amateur bullshit are you guys running in the MLB? What is going on in baseball? Do the purists hate it? Do the purists love it? And is it better for baseball as a whole, Jeff Passan?
I will answer the last question first. Yes, it's 100% better for baseball as a whole. And here's why, Pat. I think a big problem that baseball has had, frankly, with our generation and with fans from, 12 to 40 years old, is that the games take 3+ hours every single night. When you look at going to a movie on a Friday or Saturday night, do you look for the runtime beforehand? And if so, when it says 3+ hours, are you immediately like, no, not doing that?
Bingo.
Well, except for Avatar. I left 2 hours and 10 minutes in. But I did sign up to watch it. You know what I mean? But you're right. I think, especially in the world that we're in of scrolling, people are looking at the time of something before they're even giving a thought of whether or not they'd be interested. I think it's a smart idea.
So let me go back to last year in Major League Baseball. The average game time last year was 3 hours 7 minutes. But at the same time, it's not okay. And at the same time, in the minor leagues, they were testing out this pitch clock. So the way the pitch clock works, if there are no runners on base, you got to throw the ball within 15 seconds. If there are runners on base, you have 20 seconds to throw it. Batter needs to be in the box and ready, set to go with 8 seconds left. They implemented these rules in the minor leagues last year, and they cut 25 minutes off of game times. Now, you think, it's just the minor leagues. It's not going to be able to be replicated at the big league level. Well, it's only been 3 days of Major League spring training so far, but the average spring training game last year was 3 hours and 1 minute. The average game so far this year has been 2 hours, 38 minutes.
Hell yeah.
53 minutes like that off of it. And when you take this and put it in concert with some other rules they have in place, defensive shifts have been banned, and the bases have gotten bigger, which cuts down the space between them, which makes stolen bases more likely, and there are fewer pickoff moves, so runners are going to be more apt to go. All of these are with two things in mind. Number one, you cut down the time of the game because it's too damn long for people. And number two, you have a better paced game with more action.
Exciting.
Major League Baseball last year had almost 4 minutes between batted ball events. This is going to lead to more balls being put in play, more action, and showcasing these incredible athletes who are playing today. Say what you will about baseball, the game itself. The players who are playing are absolutely phenomenal, and seeing them showcase their skills even more often and more frequently, it's great for the game.
More stealing, more bats.
What?
Shorter games.
What?
And being able to gamble on every pitch. Sure. Sounds like we might be getting into a prime time for baseball. I know somebody that's excited to ask you a question. Gumpy, what do you got for Jet?
Well. Good afternoon, Jet.
You old bastard. God, your beard's even whiter than it was. I suppose that's what happens when you're an international fugitive.
Yes.
Oh, whoa. Might be getting that handled. You have a question for him, Gump?
Yeah, Jet, we've heard a lot about the clock. Has there been any issues with the shift at all?
No, not really. I mean, look, it's very simple. You got to have two fielders on each side of the second base bag. Now, against left-handed pull hitters, the shortstop is going to be moving over pretty close to the bag. But if he's on the wrong side of it, they can either be called by the umpire or can review it in replay. You can't review the pitch clock, stuff like that. Someone better not be throwing you a damn pitch, Pat. No. I'm not going to do that today. Don't even try to sneak that shit by me, man. Come on. Oh, come on!
Make contact.
Yeah.
You still got to be vaccinated to play in Toronto, Jet?
Good question. Valid.
I think that's done. So we're gonna see everyone up there.
What about the
shift,
masks?
I think actually, it's nice. I was talking with a few left-handed hitters because those are the guys who really got robbed by the shift. The third baseman would move Pat McAfee.
We're playing baseball,
son
Jet.
of a bitch. Unbelievable.
Oh! That's right up the front.
Oh, it's in the gap.
It's in the gap.
Turn two.
Sorry about Jet. We have more room for baseball activities. Sorry. I mean, how are we not supposed to do it?
I mean, the reality is, Gumpy, this is like right up your alley. You like singles, right?
Lay the puck down, dude. Lay the puck down. Put the ball in play. Move the boys around, Jet.
Jeez,
I wasn't talking about singles like that. But anyway,
craft singles.
There are absolutely going to be more singles, balls that land in right field, balls hit up the middle. Honestly, guys, what this is, it's a return to 1970s and 1980s baseball. And I think Major League Baseball has been... Pat?
Sorry about it. I didn't even know we're playing baseball.
No, you're not.
Let's go! Crack of the bat. Bruce, good pitch, pal.
Good wood, great wood.
Sorry about it. Once you get the bat in hand, once you feel that pine, you know what I mean? Once you start feeling the lumber, baseball's a good sport. If we get more of that, it's good news.
And that's exactly what Major League Baseball is hoping for. And I think the good thing here is that players actually seem committed to this. Like Aaron Judge, the American League MVP, said, I think the pitch clock is going to be good for baseball. You talk with managers, and they're like, I hope the umpires enforce it like they did in that Braves-Red Sox game where you saw we can call it a clock off because the game ended because of pitch clock violation. Like, that's a good thing because guys understand now. They've tried to put pace of play rules in place in the past, and hitters just ignored them, and umpires didn't enforce it. This is going to not be ignored and going to be extremely enforced, and it's going to be a net positive, I think, in the end.
Gumpy, we appreciate you. We got great news. You know about it.
Yeah.
See you soon, Gumpy. Ty has a question for you, Jet.
Yeah, Jet. I think it was Max Scherzer who said either this morning or yesterday that he likes the pitch clock because guys like him can really dictate the game and do you think that for these power pitchers, these actual aces, it gives them even more of a benefit than it had previously? And also, mid-season around the All-Star break, you think we're actually going to be seeing games that are 2.5 hours, or do you think it's going to kind of revert to the mean and we're still going to be getting games that are around 3 hours long?
I was worried about that, Ty, but if you go and look at what happened in the minor leagues last year, it was consistent across the board that the games were about 2 hours, I think, in 36 minutes. And that didn't change. In fact, after the sixth week of the rules being in place, it was down to half a violation per game. So that's 1 every 2 games by all of the teams involved. I mean, there have been about 2 violations per game so far, and that's normal. That's expected. They're getting used to it. As for Max Scherzer loves mind games, and he loves strategy. And one of the beauties of baseball to me is that it's just an endless canvas of strategic elements. And while you're taking one away with the shift, you're bringing one in with how the pitchers dictate timing. And Max Scherzer was talking about how if a batter needs to be set at the 8-second mark, he's ready to throw the ball then. And when a guy looks up at him, he's going to start his delivery right then. But maybe on another pitch, he waits, he pauses, he takes those extra 7 seconds. And while he wasn't a fan of the clock and its implementation to begin with, I think he understands that, hey, I'm going to take advantage of it every way I can. Now, the interesting part with power pitchers, guys, because they've taken more time in between pitches, have conditioned themselves to throw a ball every 22, 23 seconds. You get those extra 7, 8 seconds of rest in between, you're probably going to be able to, go a little bit deeper into games. So I'm very curious to see how players condition themselves to deal with having this much more rapid pace. And if it means, hey, maybe I take a little bit of mustard off my fastball here in order to go deeper into games. If that happens, the pitches might not be of the same quality. More balls might be in play. More action might happen. Pitchers might go deeper into games. I mean, all of this leads to a better brand of baseball, and I think that's what all fans are hoping for.
You've been on board about this since the beginning when the idea was pitched and everything, or did you have to see it first?
No. I thought a pitch clock was honestly a terrible idea because baseball is the only game without a clock. And then I watched a minor league game last year, and the first time I saw it, I was like, holy shit, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Like, this is the way baseball's supposed to be played. I mean, I have a kid who plays baseball, and they don't stand around on the mound picking at their fingernails. They don't step out of the batter's box, during an at-bat and fix their gloves. They go in there, they catch the ball, they wind up, and they throw it. And the pace of youth games is great. To take that and to add it to the quality of the big league players, it's the idealized version of baseball for me.
What are we doing with the spider shit? Are we still the what's it called?
Spider tack.
Yeah, I mean it's baseball. There's always going to be there's always going to be cheating in baseball. There's going to be increased enforcement by umpires. Allegedly, which I know is an important word on this show this year.
Yeah, more than you know. Well, you do know. Yeah, you do.
There's supposed to be increased enforcement, and if you look at the spin rates on pitches since that early enforcement date, they've gone back up, which would lead you to believe that, hey, there's probably sticky stuff coming back into the game. But is it as extreme as it was back then? No.
Are they keystering it? How are they?
Poop tech.
Because they're getting checked. What? Gloves getting checked?
Yep.
Hands getting checked? Hats getting checked? Ears are getting checked?
Yep.
So guys have just figured out where to put it? Is that that's what's happened? They've kind of been able to one-up them?
Yeah. I mean, it can
False bottom
be on
like
the
George
belt buckle.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it can be on the inside of the pants. It can be inside sort of the heel of the glove.
Belly button.
Guys put it in their hair. I mean,
Readjust the cup.
Connor, if he were pitching, would reach behind.
Yeah,
No,
keister.
'cause
Yeah, absolutely. Keister.
It slipped right out. I couldn't use it then.
Oh, poop ball.
Sticky stuff.
A man who once was the starting catcher for the number 20 team in the country.
Holy shit.
Tone Diggs has a question for you, Jet.
A team did get 10 run in the first round of playoffs. It was a disaster.
Wow.
They were riding high, though, boy. I mean, these
yeah.
dudes ranked 20th in the country.
Good
You
year.
should have seen them walking through the hallways.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the baseball team. Hey, best in the country. Hey, boys. Hey, thank you, boys. There you go, boys.
Put us on the map.
Them big playoffs.
Baseball.
first round of playoffs. These boys are about to go to state. These boys are going to win state. Came back into school the next day. How'd the game go, boys? It ended early. Somebody get hurt? We got 10 runs.
What?
Thought we were 20th in the country. What the fuck happened,
pitching?
boys?
Baseball will humble you quickly.
It will. It's a great sport. It's a great sport. And that pitcher he's pitching in a rapid rate, but the ball I don't think was coming out as fast that particular day.
Pitcher is a good man.
He is a great man. We love that man.
Not a good pitcher, though.
He was throwing BP in the playoffs, I guess. Allegedly, that's what they say about him. A good man, still a good man. Anyways, 20th in the country, starting catcher. Tone Diggs has a question.
Jet, we know that no other refereeing crew more than umpires in the MLB love to make it about themselves. Have you seen any umps that are going to absolutely love ninth inning? Like, I'm going to make this call. This guy didn't get it into the batter's box quick enough, and then we're going to get some fireworks with managers, correct?
No doubt about it. The important thing here to note, though, in order for this to succeed, umpires need to play an integral role. Like, they're the ones whose eyes have to be on the clock, though. Here's the thing. They're wearing buzzers where if the pitch clock goes off...
Whoa. They never wore them. Remember, Jet?
No, they did.
They did not. Jet said all the reporting in research, no buzzers were ever on the Astros. Right, Jet?
Correct.
Okay. Buzzers on
Ty,
Elms.
Ty, you really want to believe that, don't you?
No, you were the one who said that Altuve had the exoskeleton.
Allegedly.
Yeah, you
You're
did.
going to get sued. That's defamation. If I know it, that's defamation.
I didn't say it. Jet said it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Sorry, Jet.
No, I'm over that. Astros are they own the Yankees. Not this year, but they have in the years past.
That's very good.
But the umps,
How do
a
you
bigger
think the
role.
Yankees, Ty, are you feeling good about the Yankees this year?
Feel great. Feel absolutely great.
Thanks for asking.
Yep. Why wouldn't you?
The Mets, $200 million luxury tax in the same time.
Not worried about the Mets.
Red Sox are balling right now, too.
Oh, the Cubs spent a lot of money, too. The Cubs have every single player that has ever really been on this show on their team right now.
Yeah.
We love that team. We love the Cubs.
If they're lucky, they might finish third or maybe fourth in the NL Central.
Oh, come on.
Behind the Buccos.
I don't even know what that means, but I know it's rude.
Buccos got Kutch back, baby.
Holy
Too much.
I saw Machoy signed for 15 years, $400 million or something like that. That's good. That's a Jeff Passan news break.
Yeah, it was a lot of money.
Endeavors.
What's wrong, Jet? We say something that you didn't like?
Yeah, what's going on?
What's going on? Do we offend
No,
baseball?
here's the problem. There are 10 people in there, and I don't want to trample over anybody. And
Jet, you're our
everyone's
guest.
Everyone's got good
Oh,
baseball takes.
Jet, you're again, Jet.
Scramble the Jets, Jet.
Jet, you're the guy. Fucking, you know, you're taking that thing off,
Fucking
Jet.
target acquired.
You're on the runway, Jet. Fucking go.
Pat, do you care about Manny Machado signing a deal?
No,
it's a big deal.
I saw you tweet it though.
No, I didn't think so.
I saw you tweet it though, and I knew it was a big deal because did Judge sign? What did Judge sign for?
Yeah, what was it?
360.
Yeah, 360.
He got 360. Machado. Actually, Pat, you know what? I can bring this back to a football audience. I think in a way that is very compelling.
Now we're playing baseball.
Because the San Diego Padres have one of the smallest media markets in all of baseball. And unlike the NFL, where all the money is distributed evenly, local television revenue makes all the difference in the world in Major League Baseball. And the Padres, comparatively, don't have a lot of local television.
Hey, didn't they go bankrupt? Right, all the local.
It was
50%,
right?
It's gonna be a disaster. But what the Padres have done. Peter Seidler bought the Padres in 2012 for $800 million. They're probably worth $2 billion and change these days. And the appreciation of franchise values in sports, I think, is an important story that's not talked about enough. Like, people who are already rich are getting way richer on the back of sport. And yet in baseball, the idea that year over year you have a payroll that either helps you break even or make a slight profit or even a big profit, that's normal there. So if you're losing money year over year, that is frowned upon by baseball owners. Well, what the San Diego Padres have done is taken a small portion of their franchise and sold it essentially to get cash that they're reinvesting into their team.
Smart.
The idea of an owner going out and leveraging the assets that he has in order to build a winning ball club, in order to make his brand bigger, better, associated with winning. It's like a novel concept.
More value.
And the fact that you're seeing, listen, you win more, you're going to be more valuable.
What?
The most valuable franchise in the NBA is not the Los Angeles Lakers. It's not the New York Knicks. It's not the Boston Celtics. It's the Golden State Warriors. And why? Because they win, Pat.
Yeah.
And because that is their brand now. And the San Diego Padres are trying to become the Golden State Warriors of baseball.
Slam Diego. They changed the game a little bit. They were
Yep.
hitting dingers, right? They were an explosive brand of baseball. They were winning. I never understand how these owners are billionaires because unless you just came from a billionaire family and you got handed $1 billion, which has happened. It's not great. Those people mostly suck, but it's not their fault either that they were born in $1 billion family. These billionaires, seemingly good business people, but then when they get a business that could be worth more, they refuse to zoom out and be like, oh, how can I make this thing exponentially worth more money? Oh, invest in it. And it's like this.
Bingo.
It always comes back to this. Is that guy selling the Pirates or what? When's that happening, you think? When's that guy?
Yeah,
There's a big clap from the back right there. Okay, shout out.
He sold 7 Springs, so fucking hey, let's go.
Hey,
sell Pirates.
he's on a selling spree.
Oh, that's
Let's get this
bad.
guy out of here. Here he is.
Here's you know what though, Pat? It's interesting because I think more now than ever.
Jet.
I think there is pressure from fans on ownership because I think fans have noticed that the most causative element, or at least most correlated element to winning, is not how good your players are. It's not how good your general manager is. It's not how good your scouts are. How good is your owner? How willing to invest in this team is your owner? How willing to invest in the fans is the owner? And if you're not willing to invest, what the hell are you doing?
What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
If winning a championship is not your top priority, your only priority
What are you doing?
as an owner in professional sports, then leave for someone else who wants to.
Get out.
Man.
I got baseball.
You know what should happen? You, Mario, Billy Gardell,
Mark Madden,
Cubes,
Mark Caboli.
Caboli,
Yep.
man.
The guy who made Permanis.
Well, turns out the Permane bros.
You got rich friends, Pat.
Joe Manganiello.
I don't.
You guys all go in together.
I don't call
I mean,
rich.
as long as
Rudy
Favre
from
doesn't
Rudy
take all your
Subs.
money.
Well, his guy said he's going
yeah.
bankrupt me. You heard that? He said if he bankrupt, he has learned his lesson. If he ends up getting bankrupt me, I mean, I'm 35. I got a family. My wife's pregnant.
What the hell's going on?
What's the deal? Trying
Calm
to bankrupt
down.
me? And do my...
Well, we know that they.
Shameful.
I actually
Nope,
shouldn't
can't
say
do it.
Yeah. Now is not the time.
Nope.
Trust me, I thought about it.
Hey, Jet. Yeah, it's crossed. It's very convenient. How
Connor
it's
was
all,
about to shit himself again there.
Yeah, all over himself. Jet, we appreciate you, buddy. I'm watching a baseball game right now. The Mets are up 2-0. Are they going to be good? Like Cohen spending all this money, $200 million in luxury tax, it's going to pay off?
They're going to be really good. I don't know if that, listen, it's baseball, so you can get to October and one bad series can torpedo your whole season. But if the Mets aren't one of the 2 or 3 best teams in baseball this year, I'll be surprised.
Yeah, Jet, is Ohtani. I saw you tweet earlier, by the way. Your Twitter's amazing. And you said, because Devers and Machado just signed, there's really not many hitters in next, free agency next season. Is Ohtani going to get like a Mahomes 10-year, $500 million deal because he can pitch and also hit, or what's that looking like?
Is he still doing that, too?
Yeah, still doing that. I mean, he would have won back-to-back MVPs last year if Aaron Judge didn't have a historic season. And, Connor, the comp with Mahomes is spot on. If Shohei Ohtani goes out this year and puts up numbers like he has the last 2 seasons, the number is going to start at $500 million and only go up from there. And when you've got the Dodgers in, and when you've got Steve Cohen and the New York Mets in, and the Seattle Mariners and the San Diego Padres and the Angels trying to keep him around, and the Chicago Cubs, and it's an absurd player and an absurd amount of money that, frankly, he will have earned.
Ty said there's no chance he goes to Seattle. You don't like Ken Griffey or
Ichiro? I love Ichiro. He's not going to Seattle. He wants to win. And I know that they're the hot upstarts. Jet, the Yankees will offer him $1 billion.
Red Sox.
So will the Mets. You know it.
Sorry.
Steinbrenner's
the Mets, maybe, not the Yankees.
They will.
The Red Sox will.
They'll do whatever they have to.
How does it feel to have the little sister of spending in New York baseball?
Jet, do not be naive, okay? The fucking Mets choked last year in the playoffs. You know they did. No, if you're a Yankee fan, you don't give a fuck about that, okay? They can have Verlander. That's great. They got beat in the wild card last year, so until they fucking, can maybe make it past the first round, they can play the fucking trumpet all, against the Marlins.
Well, Timmy was out there.
Yeah, he was playing.
Jerry Seinfeld's not.
You got swept in the ALCS last year, so don't be
no trumpets.
And what do we do? You went out and you got the best. I mean, outside of Verlander, who the Mets did get, you got the best fucking.
Oh, the Mets got the best guy?
Starting pitcher on the market, and the best player.
They lost to Grom.
They did. Who's pretty good
I love
as well.
it when he makes my point.
Oh, gee, he said you're arguing for him.
No, I didn't. Rodon, he's not any good.
Huh?
He's very good.
Rodon,
Andrew McCutcheon, he's not any good.
Pittsburgh Buccos, huh?
The guy the Red Sox got from overseas, he's no good?
Well, the Red Sox stink. Sorry.
They do. This guy likes pizza, though, so he
Bingo.
Be.
He's a dog.
All right, let's get out of here. Jet, we appreciate you, man. You're the best. I'm happy Gumpy got a chance to get the question in.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
Thanks for making that happen.
Hey, I'm not saying it.
Nope.
I think,
Don't.
hey, you brought up a very good point.
Don't jinx it.
All right, I won't.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Thanks.
you'll see him on ESPN. He is the voice of baseball for a generation that needs it. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Passan. Thank you, buddy. Love Jet, dude. Fucking love that guy.
Me and Ty were saying, too, hey, if Gumpy doesn't come in with a well, then, it's going to be a missed opportunity. And what did he do?
Yeah.
His face, he got good beard going.
Yes.
That thing's real long. I got a little beard growing right now.
That's good.
Little beard. A lot of grays.
Hey, it's cool. It's cool
Looks
thing
good.
to do.
Nothing wrong with that.
I've had them for a long time, but I keep it so short normally that I don't get to see it. Like day 4 on the trip, I was like, damn. That's a fucking white ass beard you got
You know
there.
who doesn't have
It's old
beards?
school.
Who's that?
People with no wisdom.
Bingo.
Boom. Little baby back.
People who haven't experienced life a little bit.
Allegedly.
Right.
Once again, don't sue
Yeah,
us if you don't
right.
have a. What's that all about? We are getting sued. Jet really loved that.
He did.
I got
Seems like a lot of people would like close to the show who come on a lot.
Really enjoy
They're having
it.
a real,
It's
real
awesome.
fun.
They're having a real good time with this whole thing.
Joe Montana. That was the
Yeah,
first.
sorry to hear that. Yeah, don't love that, Papa.
The fact that you thought that he had a holster for a football, he's kind of like Thor with Thor's hammer. He just reaches his hand out and football comes.
Yeah,
the
true.
the handshake,
I would
got it.
imagine very
firm, impeccable.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the greatest handshakes I've ever had. Honestly, shout out to my hand showing up because in the moment,
Right.
I didn't know that Joe was an accomplished handshaker. I should have known that. Should have known that.
Burn.
We're talking fucking web on web. Great connection.
Sure.
Are we talking LT?
You're
Did Danian have like a really strong? Oh no, Adrian Peterson.
Adrian Peterson, yeah. AD, AP.
Lawrence Taylor.
There was letters. We don't know how Lawrence Taylor's was or LaDainian Tomlinson's is. But I do. Adrian Peterson, known to have super firm handshake. Joe's was like a fuck. It was a.
Put her there.
Yeah,
It
meet
was
you
a
there.
solid. I mean, it was meet right there.
Yeah, yeah. I'll see you there.
Hell yeah.
Did you use second hand for anything?
What's that, pal?
Second hand on top or anything like
he
that?
checked
No. He's an Italian from Pittsburgh. He understands. We ain't doing the whole.
So he didn't even hit your not one of these.
No, we didn't kiss on cheeks.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
I wasn't sure.
But there wasn't any turnover either. Like I'm a bigger dog than you are. None of that. It was just a straight. It was a great. I mean, it was a
respectful.
What was he wearing?
Clean,
like a Hawaiian t-shirt, Hawaiian shirt, or
super casual. I think he had
like a robe from old school.
I think he had a t-shirt on, shorts, and flip flops.
Dog.
I'm telling you, he was acting as if he was not Joe Montana a lot, and I was just looking like, is that? Holy shit! Literally, that is Joe Montana. Just so casually walking, like no way that is.
Didn't you say
And
you
then
saw
boom.
him walking out of his condo or his villa the one day? He was like, had a football, wanted some coconuts, fucking knocked her out the tree, fucking.
I did not say that. I'm excited to hear who said that to you, though. You know,
I believe it.
I would like to think it's probably
makes sense.
true.
It happened.
From what I was told by some of the workers, Kamish was out there too, where I was.
Really?
Raj?
Yeah, a couple
Little?
days before I got there, I guess.
Oh.
That would have been awesome.
Could you imagine? Holy shit,
Roger?
Hey, he's an attorney.
Say you?
Hey, he was an attorney.
Yeah, he's a good one too. I mean, he's a good one. Maybe he could rep me down there.
Yeah, his heart's torn. It feels like on this one.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if any. Again.
No, yeah, we're not saying that.
I don't know.
Let's go to the 500 phone line. Let's go to Lauren in Ohio. By the way, is that's still going on, right? Ohio?
I believe so.
They're actually,
Oh my goodness.
the news is actually covering it now too.
Okay.
Yes, there was rain that made its way up to New
Pittsburgh
England,
also.
and people were taking videos on their phones, and the rain was hitting cars, and the cars basically had like all this, rainbow, very hazardous rain on their cars
on, man.
because it traveled up there.
Okay, I'm happy to hear the news is covering it.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
going to take
finally.
a while to clear that up.
How do you? I don't even know.
I did
how
see a
you-
hilarious segment where I believe some commissioner or whoever was in some local guy's house, and they all had his glasses, and they were obviously from, if you're like Western PA, Eastern Ohio, you have the just most like weird array of glasses that don't match. They're not a matching set or anything. You collected them for a long time, and they were all in there. It was like 10 people, and they were all drinking out of the faucet water. It was a pretty hilarious act. I think they're all dead now, but it was funny.
Allegedly,
we don't know.
We don't know. Yeah, and I had no idea where you were headed there. Whenever I said you're all sitting in a guy's
I
house,
saw that segment. It was awesome.
Yeah, all right. Skit? Was it a skit? Is what you're
No,
saying?
no, it was actual real news segment.
So Woody Harrelson. I saw Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, he crushed. He is now my number one actor on the planet and forever will be.
He was up there pretty high before what he did.
Speaking of skits, there was a pretty hilarious skit from Saturday Night Live from the Woody Harrelson that Zito sent in with Hulk Hogan walking in.
No, that was from Young
You
Rock.
stop that right now, dude.
That was Young Rock.
I thought.
What?
That was
Yeah,
on
Emmy
SNL.
nominated Young Rock.
AJ loved it, right?
Hell yeah! How could you? I love. What do you?
You
What
didn't
do
love
you-
it?
Everybody needs to relax. Okay, everybody's getting a little bit too comfortable.
No, you know I loved it much more.
Much mana.
Manti Te'o sent me one of these.
Yeah.
A lot of mana.
Hell yeah! I think there's a chance he's on the program.
That'd be
Mark?
incredible. He's bringing up.
can't.
Come on, Nick.
can't.
We left that in 2022.
Yeah. At one time, yes.
Yes.
Mark Teo is what he went
A
by.
long time ago. He's a different man now.
Guy
Why
just
you
wanted
gotta
to
do
fucking
that,
play
dude?
football.
Yeah.
Seriously.
What's your problem?
He was like, hey,
Should have went to USC.
It
That wouldn't
ruined-
have happened at USC.
agreed, but just the whole that was fucked up. What happened to Manti Te'o?
It ruined his football career.
How do you play football with the entire world doing what the entire world did to Manti Te'o? I was not a part of it, obviously. We did not have a program at the time. But if we did have a program at the time, we would have been forced to cover it.
Oh, yeah.
And I could not even fathom how we would have covered that entire thing. That dude was bamboozled.
It was.
Layers.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
sophisticated.
Confirmed by a cousin.
Sophisticatedly bamboozled that guy.
Had a newspaper with the date on it sent to him. Like,
Unbelievable.
that is you never really get that in these types of
And this is
situations.
before FaceTime was a thing.
Yes.
Right.
So it's not even a.
Has there ever been a projected top 5 pick go in the second round?
I mean, like not because of
probably.
injury.
Geno Smith.
Yeah, not because of injury.
Was Gino projected top 5?
Oh, yeah, they're talking about him going number 1. And then
Well, how about Laramie Tunzel?
He 14, 15.
He was projected, what, top 5?
Yeah, number 1.
Yeah,
I was saying.
I was thinking we should have drafted
Yeah,
him.
should have been.
Very early.
Yeah.
That whole thing.
Like end of the season, there was my man Ty Teo was the most decorated college linebacker.
He was
ever.
a dog
Big time.
on the field. I think there's a chance he comes on the program, though.
That'd be awesome.
That would be very cool. He sent me a couple of these whenever I was out in Hawaii.
You send a bunch of Mana back.
I said Oos back,
Yeah, of course.
Just let him know. Like,
Much Mana.
Yeah, we get it.
Things are good here.
Yeah, bloodline, bro.
shout out to Will Sasso. Much
Yep.
more. Let's go to Lauren in Ohio on the 5 Energy phone line. 1-833-432-3663. Lauren in Ohio, how you doing?
Hey, Pat. Good afternoon to you, sir.
Lauren, good afternoon to you as well. Where are you calling from in Ohio?
Cincinnati.
Whoa, Reds! What a year!
Yeah, let's go.
Gonna be a big year for the Reds. I don't know if they're gonna be able to keep up with what the Bengals have been able to do down there, but it's a great time to be in Cincinnati. Lauren, what do you want to talk about?
So I wanted to see when your live audience show was going to be happening. My boyfriend got me on your show, and we are looking forward to that. And I am so excited. I want to be in your studio, and we are planning on going, but I don't know when that's going to happen.
Okay, Lauren, great question. We appreciate the hell out of you and your boyfriend down there in Cincinnati. It's a good question. When is that happening? How do we even?
Well, we already have
So
the
I've been
logistics.
watching shows, programs
Okay. Yeah.
that have studio audience. I think we need to build something.
Bleachers.
Yeah, but comfortable seats though.
Yeah.
Can't just be bleachers. I think it has to be
Like Tonight Show?
stadium seating. Yeah, like all those. They all have like stadium style seating, and also I think it creates like a.
We could hire the people who did the Phoenix Open.
A good rapport.
Yeah, we know them. They almost killed you and Coach Picon.
Yeah.
I do remember that. Almost flipped the golf cart backwards.
Wild.
Never seen anything like it. I've seen a golf cart go this way. Never seen one almost go this
Straight
way.
back.
It was awesome. We were climbing up like this. The guy was a great guy who drove us.
Amazing guy.
Drove us out of there, but that golf cart was not equipped to be handling Zito and Chuck Pagano on the back while going up the grade.
Incline.
Grade.
Gradient.
Steep grade.
Yeah, what's on this? I'm trying to read the sign on the truckers. The grade.
Caution steep grade.
Yeah, I don't know, whatever it was. That thing was like this.
They probably didn't have a gravel runoff either.
Like a whale come. Yeah, no way. You ever seen somebody in that? Impossible to get out. Total's the truck. Yeah. It's fucking. It's there.
It's always
It's gonna be tough to get it out. I've seen one. I've seen it in there. That thing wasn't coming out.
deep.
Deep in there. That driver had to be so fucking scared. Oh my God.
Fuck.
Holy shit. I'm West Virginia, Pittsburgh, a lot of hills, obviously. So there's a lot of runoffs, you can get in there. I seen one. Traffic was stopped, obviously. It was deep in there. I'm like, how are they getting that out? I think they had to dig it out. Like it was a
probably
full.
pull it out.
Better than dying, though.
Yeah.
But when you hit that, though, it has to be pretty.
Oh, yeah.
Boom.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Shout out to the truckers. Hey, truckers.
Keep trucking.
Shout out to you guys.
Thank you, trucker.
What if we hang?
Tim McAfee was a trucker. I got a lot of respect for those floating gears out there,
Hell
one
yeah.
niner.
What if we hang seats from the ceiling and they drop down and then people?
Oh, like the wrestling ring.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Chris Angel.
Or like
That was a
or
great
like the
idea.
or like the swings at Kennywood.
That was a great idea. A couple pulleys.
Let's go to James over there in Portland. Shout out to James. James, what's going on, pal?
Oh, shit. What's up, dude?
What's up, James? How are you, pal?
Jimmy.
Sorry, I just got done doing a dab. Sorry about that, guys.
Portland, shout out.
Man, looking sick.
Dude, I want to shout out to Dame Lillard, dude. That motherfucker scored 71 motherfucking points, and I just want to give him a shout out.
Hell yeah, James. I'm sure he heard it.
Shout out.
That was incredible.
Yeah, it really was.
So his last 10 games, I think, there was a tweet that I seen. Obviously the 71, 6, and whatever he had last night. He's had over 40.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe the last 10 games. I forget what the tweet was. He's in the middle of that whole, he's doing a media run too, saying hey, they better hope I don't win a fucking championship here in Portland with what I'm doing. Then the freestyle on the plane happens. Then he drops 70. Is this dude greatest basketball player on earth right now? Is that what's going on here?
There's definitely a case can be made for him winning the MVP, and I think he's one of the most respected players because he hasn't left Portland and he's trying to win there, and he's not, joining a super team. When you look at the odds for players to score 40 points, usually they are, Joel Embiid's probably the closest, and he was plus 300 yesterday or on Saturday night to score 40 points. Dame Lillard was plus 130 to score 40 points.
For those that don't know,
that means if you bet $100, you win $140. So it's an underdog. It's not
so for him to score 40 points, you're only getting like $40 juice on this whole thing, which is absurd because you would think that would be up plus 500, plus 600.
At least. Like in the last night, for instance, Jokic had 40 points. There weren't even odds for him to score 40 because it's just it's so many goddamn points for one guy to
Jokic
score.
had a triple-double last night. Nobody even knows about it because Dame dropped fucking 71. That Jokic character, I got to see a couple of his games out there in Hawaii because the timing and everything like that. He's awesome. Nobody knows he exists.
No.
He wins back-to-back MVPs. I don't think he gets talked about much on there when they do a lot of NBA talk. He's fun to watch, that big son bitch.
Yeah, he's sweet, too, because in the offseason, he'll go and he'll just ride his horse in his carriage and, do that song and dance. And we know he's a dog because his brothers probably beat the hell out of him when he was growing up because they were dogs.
Take my home to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. You remember Billy Ray Cyrus said that when he was growing up, there was that old town road down there that he used to go down to. That's why he felt so connected to that song. Not just that he was asked to be on a remix of the biggest song, but it was because he had such a connection to it. And whenever he got on that song, magic. Overnight. Lil Nas X to the moon. How you doing? Now he's what? Now he's is he still making songs? Lil Nas?
I think so. To be honest, I was going to ask you
He was
guys.
getting sued for a little bit for that from Nike, I thought.
Well, he dressed up like a devil and got a blowjob. I remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he has a new Jack Harlow song that did really well.
Jack Harlow.
With the cymbals?
It was in jail, I know that.
See, Jack Harlow's in a new He Got Game movie.
Really?
Yeah.
He's a player. Guy's a player.
Or not, he got
White
game.
man can't
jump.
jump.
Yeah.
Speaking of Woody.
Yeah, he is. I mean, if he is,
He's
gonna
Woody
be,
Harrelson?
Yeah.
Yeah, good luck doing that, pal.
Yeah, he better come out and make some statements like Woody did, or I'm not watching.
You're such a fucking idiot. Happy to hear you haven't lost your fastball even after you shit your pants.
Did you watch the whole opening monologue?
Let's go to Dustin in Pittsburgh. Dustin, what's going on, pal?
Pat, boys, how we doing?
Keep it moving. Thank you.
Hey, first time, long time. Love you, boys. Appreciate everything you're doing, man. Really proud of you guys. Would love to talk NFL football with you guys, but I had to comment because as soon as the show started, I saw Boston Connor and that bright white hat he had on, and I thought he was fully embracing the conspiracy theorist and had a nice little tinfoil hat on his head. I was going to say, thought he was wearing. I thought he was going all in. Thought he was wearing the tinfoil hat.
Hell yeah. Thought he was a mark, huh? Dustin, you got one of those? You got one of those tinfoil caps on or what?
Oh, I know. Goddamn Mark, you know that.
Called you a mark, dude.
Yeah, he did. Was he referring to what?
Tinfoil.
Tinfoil hat for like aliens, or
No, he's saying you're a fucking
thing.
wacko.
That's
Yeah.
the thing that is said about people who
So the government
are into
can't
that
access
conspiracy
They can't read your brainwaves, dude.
I'm the fucking wacko, and then all of a sudden
Like
everyone
Magneto.
sees one video of a bird just frozen in the air, and oh Connor, maybe he isn't such a big fat stupid mark. Oh, isn't that right? Yeah, wake up, people. The CIA was doing this shit in the '70s.
Okay. All right.
That's enough.
Christ,
You saw a report on the internet, didn't you?
it wasn't a report. We all saw the same video. We did see a report, however. I think what you're referencing is there is a company currently making drones out of dead birds that have been stuffed, and they're turning them into surveillance drones.
See, we can't. What are we supposed to do on this program?
And that's real. Hey, I'm not making this up.
I'm just saying, like, what are we in light of the lawsuit?
Right.
Yes.
This was wild. I mean,
Come on. I mean, riddle me that,
Riddle you in, huh?
Riddle me that, and then we can talk. What's that? It ain't a Dementor.
I don't know what that is, to be honest with you. Why is that thing floating through the sky? There's numerous people too to see. It's not like it's an edited video.
No.
Yeah. I'll tell you what.
I mean, I guess on a string you could tie it over to the light pole over there. I mean, there's ways that you could
definitely game this.
Yeah, for sure. And this is a hot controversy right now because this guy won't stop talking about it. So.
Oh, that's in Surrey, British Columbia. That's around where Gump's from. There's some tough lads out in Surrey.
Yeah, are they tying up birds and just
I wouldn't
making
put it
them look
past
like they're
them.
floating?
That sounds like something Gump and his lads might be doing.
It does kind of look like a little drone there with a little costume on.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, guys.
Now, if it was sitting there flapping its wings, then maybe.
What are we talking
I mean, this
about?
thing's fucking frozen still.
Yeah. What are we fucking
Looks like a drone with a costume on.
It
doesn't
does.
If that was tied to a string, it would at least be, either
Moving
being
a little
blown
bit.
back
No,
and
look
forth.
at the trees in the background. There's no wind.
Yeah, it's a pretty calm day up there.
It won't take that much wind.
There's got to be a follow up. Like, did somebody fucking throw a basketball at it or something?
Yeah,
no,
that's why we know it's in Canada. They're too nice.
Exactly.
That thing hovers over a
Yeah, just
Pittsburgh
fucking let
street.
him be, will you?
Just disappeared.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, of
Allegedly.
course. Right.
Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Gabriel in Florida. Gabriel, what's going on, pal?
Hey, what's going on, Pat? Hey, first of all, I just want to say congrats on the baby to you and your wife. Congrats on the vacation, well deserved. Happy you guys are back. This past week was kind of boring without you guys. And that's Connor. What?
But I just said, love you, Gabriel. I mean, what?
Thank you. Well, but I was going to say something. What do you think about how people are still debating whether Patrick Mahomes is either a greatest quarterback, or if he retires right now, he can go first, Hall of Fame. A lot of people are still debating that. For me, he's the greatest quarterback in the league right now.
Of course. What do you think? Who's debating what, you think? Because I've seen him in like every top 5 all-time quarterback. You're saying that if he wouldn't have won that Super Bowl, he wouldn't have been given the same amount of respect that he deserves? Or do you think, because since he won this Super Bowl, I feel like he's been in, over the last couple of weeks at least, in every conversation of greatest of all time.
Yeah, but for me, it's like exactly like you say. If he didn't win the Super Bowl, people are gonna say, "Well, Jalen Hurts, this, and that." Patrick Mahomes, everybody know what happened when he went to the halftime. We know what he got on the butt. He got some shot in there. We all know. And it was magical.
Got it. Gabriel, what part of Florida are you in?
I'm in Florida, Florida.
Lottie Diner. What a place. What an incredible place.
Also, Pat, right before I get out, I just want to say something, allegedly. Fuck Brett Favre.
Okay. Hey, I don't want to. English is your second language, Gabriel?
Yeah, it might be.
What's your first language?
Spanish. I'm from Puerto Rico.
Hey, muchas gracias, mi amigo. We appreciate you, Gabriel. I didn't want to say that with and then.
The assumption.
No, I'm the bad guy.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Gabriel's being a good guy there. Except for towards the end. What he said does not reflect the opinions of, maybe some of us.
Nope.
But we didn't say it. Gabriel said it.
He did.
That's right.
Let's get to a break. Hour 3 should be great. This is off season.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
That is real, too. Now people are strictly talking about Mahomes. Is he the greatest quarterback ever?
Of all time.
27 years old.
He's unbelievable.
Oh, yeah. He very well might be in 10 years.
He might be in like 3-4 years.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
We don't know, dude. 2 rings already.
Yeah. And with how good the AFC is.
We didn't think it was possible to catch Tom ever. Like, if you're going to go on a Tom run,
yes,
you're going to need so many things to go right. You're going to have to do blah, 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 blah. That's us actually speaking into microphones.
Yeah.
This is unfair to Patrick Mahomes for people to already be making these comparisons. This guy's only in his 5th year in the league or whatever. Now he's got 2, already got a couple MVPs. That team, we talked to Veach, 7th youngest team in the NFL. They're still making moves, doing their thing. It's like, Patty might,
Brady,
catch this fucking guy.
Brady played what, 23 years? Like, Mahomes has got another fucking 20 years potentially.
Years, yeah. He's got another 16 years.
He'll shatter those records too. Not the Super Bowls, but like passing yards wise, touchdowns wise. Think about how much the game is now.
And extra game.
Yeah.
Yes, in 17 games.
Every single year. The AFC though, to your point, Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar, Kenny Pickett. I saw Toad over there.
I was counting Herbert.
What, Ty?
We
got Tom Telesco in studio.
Right. Yeah, we can talk about all these guys, but we always say how when new quarterbacks are going to the divisions, they envision it like, no, this is my division now. Like, I feel like that with Mahomes. We can name all these guys until one of these teams beats them and goes to the Super Bowl. Like outside of the Bengals last year, it's fucking Mahomes' world, and until someone proves that it's
out of the darkness, maybe the dark hole over there.
He's only going to get better with Nagy too.
Yeah, plus he's tied for the amount of Super Bowls he's won with Josh Allen.
I seen Bienemy.
Yeah, he's good.
What'd you do?
Yeah, Bienemy.
No, you said Josh Allen. Why'd you take a shot at Josh Allen? Josh Allen's a dog.
I'm not taking this isn't a shot at Josh Allen. This is a shot at the people who talk about the Buffalo Bills and their fans.
As Jordan Poyer, by the way, said, take me to a state with no taxes. Lives in Florida in the offseason.
Yep.
Sounds like he's saying, hey, Dolphins.
Was that to his birthday?
Whoa.
Loves to.
Tua showed up?
I think so.
Oh.
He didn't show up when we were supposed to have him.
We were going to have a birthday party for him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't show up. What's that all about? Why did
And
you
I don't
cancel?
want to share
Why
stuff.
do you
Sandwiches
cancel
with
on us?
these
What's
guys.
that? Florio said it was because of his new agency or whatever. His new agency, Mulligetta.
Thought he was all tuckered out.
Right, who had C.J. Stroud on the program.
Big fan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, who came up and actually, you had
Was
him on.
Mulligetta was on the show.
Yeah,
He's on a program.
So why'd they cancel us? What did we do?
I have no idea.
Yeah, he was tuckered out from the Kay Adams party, which you can respect because they were shooting beer pong shots and.
He did have a great performance.
He
on
did.
the show. Radio Row was
A border, really.
Yeah,
was.
that one flew.
Pickleball.
That's why. It's 'cause
pickle-
all we were thinking about
Pickleball
was
and Radio Row. That's really.
Just so everybody knows, we have to be the only NFL associated group that refuses to go to any of the events. Everybody goes to the Super Bowl to go to the events. We say, please,
No
do
thanks.
not expect us to come to your events. We got a couple houses. If you would like to come by, sure, stop by. We are not coming to your event. I don't know if we're doing it right, boys.
Yeah, I had some fucking Mark tweet me saying that we weren't doing it right. Oh, you guys are real fucking fun staying at your house playing pickleball when you could be going to these sweet Super Bowl parties.
I will say Super Bowl parties are my worst nightmare, but they are for some people. Some people absolutely love the glad handing, hey, how you doing photo. Exactly.
Well, that's what those are. Is they're networking events, and none of us are
We got our
looking
network.
to. Yeah,
Hey, we
exactly.
got
We got
our
our
network.
network,
Bingo.
and it's on the fucking pickleball court at 4 p.m. until 11 p.m. every single night.
Hell yeah.
We are the only humans that did that at the whole thing.
For sure.
I got a lot of texts from people. Hey, you stopping by? Blah blah blah. I was like, wasn't invited, and also, no chance.
No way.
Oh, yeah, just hey, you said you could definitely come through or whatever. You want to bring you guys or whatever. It's like, we just. I got to get back on that court.
Yeah, sorry, you
So,
get it.
yeah.
Is there a pickleball court there and are people playing?
It was fun. It was a nice celebration of the year.
It was.
Radio Row. I don't know what's going on with that. Are we going back next year?
Well, it should be.
Next year is going to be wild.
At Vegas.
Yeah, kind of have to.
They got a
Have
big,
to. Gotta have to
they got a
next
big old
year.
convention center there.
Yeah, they do.
Carrot Top's probably going to have his own stage.
I follow him now. What a nice addition to the timeline.
Yeah. It
Have
truly
you
is.
followed him?
I have not, but he's kind of in one of those situations where I'll check on him once a week. So it's always a very good time when you're just like, I'm going to go see what Carrot Top's doing.
Carrot Top's in my Instagram timeline now. And I stop and watch everything
Oh,
he
yeah.
does. So my algorithm knows that I stop on every Carrot Top video. So he's normally like 2 or 3.
Yep.
When
Boom.
it's awesome, bro.
Crushing.
Plus,
He's 57 years old, bro. He just turned 58. I'm sorry. He's 58 years old, absolutely strapped and yoked. I saw him do his last workout as a 57-year-old. Fucking got after it.
Thank God, too, because he got hit by a car.
Well, I gotta be honest, for the first time ever being hit by a car was not as bad as I thought. Then again, it was an EV. Fuck. I didn't hear it coming. Happened so fast. It would have probably been cooler being hit by a more macho car, but maybe it was just my luck. See, he's going to turn it into a whole bit.
Yep.
Bingo.
He's going to have a full bubble. Like, you're going to show up at his show tonight. He's going to be Bubble Boy because he's scared of cars hitting him on the stage. Carrot Top has a show every night. He's 58 years old, and he never runs out of ideas. This guy's brain needs to be studied whenever he passes away. It's nonstop.
between him and Brett Michaels, the timeline has been blessed.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Brett Michaels on my Twitter timeline. Carrot Top's on my Instagram timeline. Carrot Top, we're happy to hear you're okay after getting hit by a car.
Baby CT.
That's why you stay in such great shape, Carrot Top.
You're the best.
All right, we'll come back for hour 3 on the other side. We got Ian Rappaport joining us live in studio if his plane landed, because there was a tornado warning.
Yeah.
The tiny little eagle has landed.
Okay.
Is what I've been told. He is on his way to studio.
Okay.
Nice.
On the other side, we got Ian Rappaport. We will pepper him with questions
All of them.
about what's going on, what has he heard, and what is he looking to learn this week in Indianapolis as the Combine unfolds. Be a friend, tell a friend. Take 5! Obviously, this is a conversation starter for everybody when they're talking about the dynasty, and there's still Raiders fans that are pissed off about this. Here's the game plan. Go out there in the middle of a snowstorm and make a kick that you're not supposed to make at all from 45 yards.
This is the Patriots season on the line.
Do you remember this moment right here in your head? Were you scared to death? Were you fucking pumped?
I would say I was probably more scared to death as I'm watching the Tuck Rule review and realizing, holy shit, we get the ball back. Oh, yeah, by the way, it's coming all down to you, man.
This will be a 45-yard attempt. That's Vinatieri's luck from this distance of late.
Once I got out on the field, I really had three thoughts. First and foremost, try to attack the ball, but stay light on your feet. Just like anybody, you're running on ice. If your cleats don't stick, you're falling on the ground, and then the ball's going to end up hitting your center right in the back of the head. I wasn't thinking about missing 4 of the last 5, if that's truly what was going on. For me, it was all about, hey, these guys aren't going to be able to get a good rush, get it straight and get it above the line of scrimmage. And thank goodness, as it left and I saw that they didn't block it, then it was all about, I don't know if it's going to have enough distance in this snow, let's hope for the best. And I really didn't know until the referees at the back of the end zone raised their hands. I couldn't really see it, couldn't tell if it was good or not.
Hell yeah, because it's a snow globe. What a kick. What a moment. Obviously, that would go on to launch a dynasty that the NFL will never see again or before. What a kick. What a moment. Here's an overtime. You got to make another one.
Substantially easier kick. Not just because of the distance, but we called a timeout. We cleaned a bunch of ground. This is the one time that a coach actually icing me probably benefited us, right? Because it gave my offensive lineman with the big size 16 cleats to get out there and move a little bit more ground. And, not to say a game winner's ever easy, but this one compared to the one quarter before that was substantially different.
So you're coming out here sighing a little bit of relief. Oh, thank God. I can see the ground. I'm not going to fall.
Right.
We've already done this.
Exactly.
This is no problem.
Tied.
And then you murder that ball dead center. And then obviously in the Super Bowl, you have like a 49-yarder that you hit at the top of the upright. Couldn't have been a better ball, I don't think. You hit it cleaner. You have something inside of you, okay, that not a lot of people have. And Joe Burrow seemingly is a guy that has it. What is that?
I would love to tell you that I was born with or I developed the ability to, be a clutch under pressure. I do think that there's certain people that are born with the want or the ability to say, Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, Mariano Rivera. These guys and ladies are the type of people that go, I want the game coming down to me. I want to be the reason, LeBron, I want to be the reason why we win or lose. I was kind of that same person, playing soccer as center midfield, and in baseball, I either wanted to pitch or catch. I'd leave it there. I know what you're thinking. Knock it off. I know you. Anyway, but I always wanted to, be in the middle of the game and be the reason why. So once I get to football, obviously 59 minutes of the game, I'm standing on the sideline, but I guess this is the one opportunity that I can put exclamation on the game or the icing on the cake or whatever you want to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, a man with the dog mentality, Paisano, Coach Sirianni. Yes. You're fucking awesome, dude. Did you ever feel any pressure that you were going to have to change and adapt to being a head coach and speaking in the same bullshit ways that every other head coach talks in?
Some of the best advice I got was be yourself, because if you're not yourself, everyone's going to see through it.
The messaging is the same. You're just doing it in your own way, and I think that's the most important part. And being authentic, you're 100% right. As you were saying, if I wasn't me, everybody who will tell the fucking locker room immediately going to be like, well, this guy, he's a stooge. There's another coach that wants to talk to you. Coach Sirianni, your question for Coach Sirianni.
I feel like I know you just as good as I know myself.
What is it about Jalen, you think, from your point of view, last year to this year, that is like cemented him as a guy that people are talking about? This motherfucker might win the MVP.
Well, I know which one thing you want me to say. He's a dog.
Yeah! Yeah!
He's a dog!
Yeah! Fucking dog!
Do you maybe want to play best 2 out of 3, rock, paper, scissors, coach first coach?
You're there forever, huh? Like, you have to have that mindset as the head coach? Like, do you feel like you're the perfect head coach for the Philadelphia Eagles? Because it feels like the team is the perfect representative of the city of Philadelphia. And I might be wrong. I'm from Pittsburgh, so the Johns are going to judge me for that.
I love the passion of the city and how much they care about football, because I care about football. I love football. I don't have a lot of hobbies. My biggest hobby is football.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh,
What you got? Scissors. Yeah, the same person.
Okay.
We both threw scissors.
Dog mentality really is to be in the moment that you're in now and not worry about what happened in the past, not worry about what's going to happen in the future. It's all about our process and about being here today to make sure we're about to go 1-0 this week. That's it.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh, I definitely got Jason Kelce the kegs of beer. I was just trying to sweeten the deal of him coming back. As long as I'm the football coach here, I want him here, so I'm ready to give as many kegs of beer to him next year and the year after that and the year after that, because that guy is a dog.
Rock, paper, scissors,
shoot.
Same man.
We are getting our ass kicked in this preseason game. Belichick is taking it to us. It's halftime, and we are getting booed like you've never been. I was like,
paper,
rock, paper,
scissors,
shoot.
shoot. Oh, I think you might have rock there, but hey.
You got no idea what I'm going to do because you're like, there's no way he's throwing scissors again. Come on, baby. I got a damn flower thrown at me. Right? A flower chucked down. We lost to the Chargers. Boom, flower chucked down.
Hey, how's your little manure settling in? That's literally what that John said as they were throwing that John at you. They were like, how's the manure and how's the flowers coming, coach?
Hey, this is game 7 here. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh. Scissors again. He threw scissors again, so did I. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh! You guys are the same. Come on, hey, this is for 15 or 10.
Paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh! Dog mentality.
I got dog mentality, coach. What can I tell you?
They want to play for the Yankees one day, the people I'm playing against. They want to play for the fucking Yankees.
Check out, like, in there, we put a little surprise in there for you.
About to get iced, it feels like. I mean, let's start the day, I guess.
What the fuck you get
It's great to be a member of the Washington Wild Things baseball team. We're number 1 in the league, right?
Yeah, let's fucking go.
Fuck everybody. Fuck everybody else. When I take BP, will there be anybody telling me how to fucking hit? No. It feels like the wind's blowing this way. Might have to attack that fence tonight, huh? Hey, you got it! Does the DJ play heaters like this all night? I started hitting 2 days tonight.
Oh, you'll be fine.
I think I figured it out.
You'll probably only face 90 miles an hour tonight.
Is that me in the game then? This is a good at bat. This is a good at bat. Oh shit! Oh shit! Give me it!
1-1 pitch.
Let's go!
Line drive right
son of a
at
bitch!
the
That came down a lot faster than I thought, though. Let's be honest.
It's deep, and it is off the wall.
Field it up. Excuse me! If you could all get off of my dick, we would be better off. Tell you what, would have been nice to take a nap earlier.
Another throw.
Get back!
First.
You have to tell me when that's happening. You're making me look bad. Hey, Steven, fuck you. Hey, fuck you, Steven. Hey, nice pitch. 149. Does that feel good, Steven? Oh, wow. Wow.
He tosses up the ball.
Wow. Back to being a player now. Making plays. Touchdown. What inning is it?
Top of the second.
Jesus. But it was finally my time to get in that box.
Number 1, the right fielder, the former punter from West Virginia, a former Indianapolis Colt, and a current Barstool Sports personality, Pat McAfee.
The anticipation is real.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, right at Pat. Hit out.
I'm in the hole? Son of a bitch. This is about to happen.
And that will bring up Pat McAfee once again.
First pitch from Reynaldo Lopez, swing and a miss by McAfee.
Hey! What was that? And the catcher goes, I had to give you one.
Lift off speed.
What was that? Then I look at the pitcher, and he's smiling. He's like laughing, like he's toying with me like I'm a child. It all comes down to this. My last at-bat. Hey, I'm gonna get on. You bring me home.
This is your life on the line, fucker. Let me tell you something. If you're going to take an L, okay, you're going to take one.
So I think that the close your eyes and swing method is perfect for you.
Oh, this is hardball. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Jesus. You have no prayer.
Now batting, number 1, right fielder, McAfee.
Oh, boy. Oh, this is the thing. Let's go!
There's fear around what does it mean if I'm not 100% and I don't play my absolute best? Can I live with that reality? And I think many people can't.
Rodgers has been playing through pain a lot here. We've seen him throughout his career play through pain, but now 2 things, the thumb and the ribs.
For me, I can because I know what competitive greatness is. Going out there and trying to do your best all the time and putting your body on the line. If you're 90%, 80%, 70% gives your team the best chance to win, then you're out there and you're playing.
Aaron's going to suck it up. You know what he's going to do. This
sacrifices their seasons on the line.
And also being able to look in the mirror. I mean, that's honestly the only person you have to really appease, whose opinion you got to live up to, is that person staring right back at you. That's why I've always wanted to play, and that's why I've never wanted to come out of games, because I want to look in the mirror and know that I did everything I could to be out there with my guys, put my body on the line willingly. That's the nature of being a fierce competitor and striving for competitive greatness, is that it's not really a question. I don't need somebody to tell me, maybe another week you'll be 100%. Maybe just wait one more week. No.
Felt like I was in a fucking movie right there, dude.
Hey,
Why?
let's go.
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. AJ, never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston
Hello, beautiful people. That's Bill McComas, professional photographer. And this is the Thunderdome. Hour 3 on this Monday, February 27, 2023 shall start now.
We're back!
We are back, aren't we, boys? You nailed it. The Proxy Table's here at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer, Dahn, Cowboys, 10 Diggs is here. All the boys in the back, mid on the phones. Bill taking great photos.
Let's go, Bill. Power stand.
Proud of you, Bill. Bill's got a freshly shaved bald head. He looks fantastic. He's got 3 gyms in his life now. He's about to get yoked up. Bill, we are proud of you. We're also proud of the man that we're about to bring onto this stage, because he was able to fly into Indianapolis in the middle of a tornado watch.
Whoa.
Cannot wait to hear about that, and also all the things happening around the NFL. Ladies and gentlemen, senior insider for the NFL, the network, the website,
Right.
and the streaming service,
NFL Plus.
Host of the Insiders on Fast Networks,
That's
which
real.
is basically anywhere you can find
Yep.
podcasts. Friend of the program, host of the weekly wrap-up of the Rap Sheet and Friends, us being friends, he being Rap Sheet. Fresh off a ski vacation, not cocaine, actual skiing.
Okay.
Ian Rappaport. Hey, look at this guy.
Wow.
Hey, Ian, thanks for coming. Wow. Jeez.
Wow.
Door entry.
He swung that son of a bitch open.
He did.
Hey, we created that for that situation.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I was just hoping not to like kind of bang my head against it or something just like pathetically awkward.
No. You did great. You nailed it. You nailed it. Yeah, you're an absolute star. You're a stallion. How was the flight in? Tornado watch was actually taking place. Happy you made it. Thankful you're here. Flight had to be awful.
It was really bad. Yeah. I mean, I survived, which is great.
Hey, here we go. Here we go. Not because of anything you did, but hey.
No, I mean, the pilot, I got to give a lot of credit to the pilots.
Yeah. You tried your best.
I was trying to watch the new F1 series on Netflix. Hard to concentrate, going up and down with turbulence, and you know, it's interesting when you fly in to Indy because you never quite know who's going to be on your plane because some luminaries are also coming in Indianapolis.
Yeah, combine.
Sure. I had unnamed Giants executive sitting one row behind me.
Shane?
If we go,
Freddie Kitchens?
Not Joe Shane. Kitchens, I believe, South Carolina now. But if you go down, you never know who's going to get the headlines. I'm very glad that did.
Okay.
True.
So as that thing's moving, Ian's like, man, and my name's going to get buried in the lead.
Yeah,
we're not even going to talk about anything I did.
This flight I was in good position. There's some time. There was one year it was me, McAdoo, and Bowles, and I'm like, if this goes down, I'm getting third.
Yeah,
that's not
at
good.
least.
That's not
Yeah,
good.
that's like and others.
Yeah.
And
Right,
other
right.
NFL.
Yep.
I want to let you know we would have talked about it, and we would have been bummed.
Crushed.
Just like the entire NFL. Now let's talk about the Giants executive. Danny Dimes actually asking for $45 million, or is this all just a leverage play by the Giants for the fans to be like, oh, Danny Dimes doesn't deserve it, get him the hell out of here because they all wanted him to come back. You think it's a leverage play for public recognition here?
So I wouldn't be surprised if it came in and the number started with a 4, but I don't love this.
From the Giants?
From the Giants, yeah. I mean, I would be surprised at this point. Well, I mean, it's like the market for quarterbacks is either like 40 and above or other. Like really, right? Like it's the good ones who are franchise quarterback, or it's like the.
Did you talk to the executive on the plane or no?
I did.
Okay, so this is, you have actual information.
I do have information, but this is not from the person
that was on your plane.
Because I'm not going to have sensitive conversations with people while others are around, you know.
Yeah, true. And the microphone works with you speaking into it, not sitting on top.
Hold on. I got to move this
there
thing
it
up.
is.
There we are.
You're a host of a show. The inside.
Well,
You
you
just
know,
turn the mic.
What's that?
He hosted this show one time.
Oh,
Yeah, it's great.
yeah.
there you go.
Now this is much better. Okay. But no, so I don't love the storyline of players asking for X. I mean, it always kind of comes, it's not a you thing. I'm just saying in negotiations, everyone asks for more, the team offers less, and then you settle in the middle. So him asking for 45, like, I don't know for sure that was, that demand or that request was made in negotiations, but if it was, that would be fine. But I would expect the number to come in less than that regardless.
I feel like we ask you this every offseason, and you're obviously a great friend of the show, and we appreciate you for this year. Had a hell of a year.
Great year, Ryan.
Had a hell of a year for us. Hosted.
Yeah, you did.
Hosted on the
Crushed.
show.
Right there.
I thought it was going to be terrible.
It wasn't.
No,
right?
That was
no, it
great.
was actually good.
Yeah, it was actually good. I
It
saw
was
the
fun
clips.
for
Actually good.
You interviewed somebody. I forgot who it was.
Ross Dellinger.
Ross Dellinger, yep.
Yeah, I remember you booked that.
Yeah,
you did a booking.
Yep.
Yeah, his wife's in your phone is sex.
That's right.
All right,
guys.
we don't have to go through that whole thing. Ross has been through enough. But the
Certainly has.
Boom! You're a terrible guy. You're a bad guy too.
I'm just
The guy pooped his
reiterating what
pants last
happened.
Monday. You're right. You were taking a trip
Just
down memory
recall.
lane. You
Yeah.
got to do what you got to do. We ask you this every offseason, I think, and now we know each other even better, so we can ask this with a little bit more,
Sure.
Do you ever get worried about being used by somebody for a leverage play? For instance, it all started, we asked Dan Orlovsky about this because we're in that time of year right now, especially at the Combine,
Yeah.
where a lot of agents are talking. Do you ever get worried that you're used for information to get a public image or narrative out there to get cooked? And how do you deal with that, honestly?
All the time. Because when I come upon information, now sometimes it's sort of by accident, and sometimes it's someone who's not connected saying, hey, I heard this, you may want to check on this, you're my guy, I want you to have this, and I say, okay, I have this real information. I go to the people involved and they say, I know this, and then it ends up as a story. That happens sometimes. The other thing that happens is I'm digging on something and someone goes, hey, you're interested in Daniel Jones, whatever it is.
Lamar Jackson, we offered him $133 million guaranteed.
Right, and so, if I'm going to say the Ravens offered Lamar Jackson $130 million guaranteed, while that is true, it's incomplete. And so I wouldn't say that because it's not actually an answer and it's not really meaningful, but it is me being used to put something out there to get everyone to go, why isn't Lamar taking it?
Bingo.
So yes, this time of year is tough. So I always say, rarely do I stumble on something by accident. So I am a public person. People know that when they tell me something, there is a possibility that it's going to be public if everyone involved is on the same page with it, right? Or if they all say, yeah, that's true. Well, they're going to tell me something as if they want it public. So part of my job is to be like, all right, here's what they tell me.
Why?
The truth is here. Why did I get this information and what does it all mean? Right? And so that's half of what I do this time of year. And sometimes people tell you something and they go, why didn't you put this out? And I'll be like, well, I need the rest of it. And they say, okay. And then you'll see it somewhere else. That happens too.
Yeah, remember Trent Dilfer came on? He was like, oh, yeah, people are going to use you.
Yeah, exactly.
He actually said that to us. Like, people are going to be funneling information to you guys to build their narratives all the time. And we aren't insiders. We're just
Just what?
a pretty big show at this point.
just
We're
report on the
getting sued
news.
and stuff like that. Ever happen to you? You ever get sued?
No. I
I
did
feel
know
like you're the type of guy that should get sued.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And, no offense.
Oh, no. None
But you're
taken.
like insider, breaking news. I feel like you're sitting on deck
Getting
being
people
sued
drunk.
all the time.
Usually the truth they get themselves drunk, but usually the truth sets you free. So I have not been sued. I will say this, since you are a pretty big show, I was at a children's museum in Utah between skiing and going to my flight, and someone came up to me. You know what they said?
What's that?
We see you on YouTube.
Nice. We got fans in Utah.
Let's go. Well, Utah.
Hey, shout out Johnny Utah.
We're not affiliated with the Jazz.
Okay, let's talk about the $133 million for Lamar.
Okay.
You say you can't just report that by itself. I assume what you're meaning is you have to put it in context. Deshaun Watson got $230 million guaranteed. He has not accomplished anywhere near what Lamar Jackson has accomplished. He's in the same division as Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is due whatever money he is asking for. He has been offered $133 million by the Baltimore Ravens. That would put the whole story into proper perspective.
Well, and it's also
shit.
That's last year's price, by the way, but it's also it's also
That's last year's offer, $133.
That's last year's offer.
Okay,
but it's also that's the full guarantee. It's also what's the injury guarantee, how many years. If it's if it's $133 million fully guaranteed or in a 6-year deal, like, how much is that really giving him, right? Like, that gives the team a lot of control.
It was a 6-year, 132.
I'm just saying, like, what I'm talking about is the things that...
Jesus Christ, what a bad... Get that deal done!
I actually think it was, if I remember correctly, I think it was 5 plus the 1 that was already on it. So 6
total, 5-year
extension. But what I'm saying is, like, the injury guarantee matters, the overall matters, how much incentive... So you can't get a full picture of the contract that they offer without knowing everything else. So I wouldn't want to report a small part of it without knowing, like, because what fans say is he should just take the
bingo,
money.
yeah, because that's the Ravens saying that we offered this is what we tried to get this guy to sign. You don't think $133 million is a lot of money, and you look at every fan of the NFL going, $133 million to play football.
Jesus, take the deal.
Take the deal. This guy's, you know what I mean? That's kind of how the whole angle gets built. You think they get a deal done, or you think he gets franchise tagged? And how much will you learn this week about that?
I will learn some. The annoying thing about the timing of the combine, and it's the same every year, is that I come here being like, all right, I'm going to learn a lot about free agency. I'm going to figure out who's going where. And what you end up finding out is a couple things, a lot about the prospects, a couple things about free agent deals that are happening, but not a lot of conclusions because free agency is 2 weeks. You know, so it's not like, now the tag window is Tuesday, I believe, right? It's a Tuesday after the combine. It's a week from tomorrow.
Sure. Yeah.
So we will learn some things probably. Yeah, I know you guys.
First full week of March, we knew.
Yeah, absolutely.
New
league year. Yeah.
Yep, that's right. It's in my calendar, actually.
Nice. Should be you work for the fucking league.
I hope so.
Every year I put all the dates in the calendar to make sure I know what's going on. Yeah,
that's very smart.
So
You're saying it's always a big.
We'll find out a lot of times who's getting tagged, but maybe not even till Monday or Tuesday. Like that's so. I'll have a lot of conversations. I'll have some drinks. Couple drinks.
Slew of drinks.
Yeah, Sun King is actually a great brewery.
Yeah, they are here in Indianapolis. They have a they have a light one that's really good. It's nowhere near as good as Bud Light.
Cream ale, believe it.
Yeah, they have a cream ale. It's.
I actually saw your Bud Light as I walked in. I was like, that looks delicious.
Jesus, I want one so bad.
Get ready for the combine. How is the liver? Pretty good.
I mean, I've been doing activities for the last week.
That's smart.
Skiing.
Getting ready for the combine.
Yeah, I feel physically awful because when you ski, you just feel terrible because you beat yourself up.
That's why it's so fun.
Really, I thought you just.
I mean, some people do.
Well, when you're pizza and French frying like crab sheet, your legs are gonna hurt.
Oh, you're talking about he's doing this number.
Bingo.
I was told there was a lot of powder, and the instructor we had an instructor with our boys the whole week. He told me very clearly, if you have to pizza during some of this powder on like a black or whatever, don't feel bad about it. And I was like, don't you worry, buddy. Like, I will do.
You're going down. What are they called?
Double black diamond.
I did one double black diamond. It was awful.
What do you mean?
Awful.
You fell?
Moguls?
Had to go back to pick up your skis?
Not only did I fall, I fell numerous times. Oh my god! And I'm not equipped for that, but the guys I was with are very good, so I was kind of along.
Is that the top of the double black diamond there? Is that just a cliff that's going off the other side there?
That is a cliff. Yeah.
And you're just going off there?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Oh, yeah.
Crap! I didn't know you had that in you.
Yeah.
I don't. It was terrible. But I feel like at the end, my friends really gained a true respect for the kind of elite athlete that I pretend to be on TV.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. Yeah. Elite athlete.
Not elite, but yeah.
Ty has a question for you.
Yeah,
what the fuck just happened there? What? You just said you did terribly, and then you said they have respect for you being an elite athlete.
No, I tried very hard.
Were they good?
They were good. They all ski
you were
a lot.
the worst in the
I
group.
was the worst.
Oh, terrible place to be.
Right.
I don't even ski. That sounds like a terrible.
No, it was it was rough, but they were very encouraging, and they would help as there's some of my boys right there.
So Arrow can't get robot skis. He's not allowed.
Arrow does not ski as much.
Of course,
I think he lives in Minnesota. He doesn't ski. I don't understand that. But yeah, those guys are all good, and then there's me. But you wouldn't know looking from that picture.
No, you look the part. This is like the guy who dresses the best at the golf course.
Bingo.
Like you got a great fit right there.
I need to tell the yellow pants is the best, right?
I don't know.
Red pants. Red pants.
Like Garofalo?
Yeah, Red Pants is he's Austrian. He knows what's going on.
Of course. He is.
How about Gray Pants on the left there? He looks pretty comfortable on the skis.
he's
Good
pretty
lean.
good. Yeah.
Where's he from? Italy?
he is. I'm sure his ancestors are from Italy. Yeah.
Why do you say that?
No, he said Austria. I figured this was a very well-rounded
What's he
group.
saying?
So I just guessed it. I mean, I was going to guess a couple of them, but
Nick,
go ahead. I'm sure they would be happy to hear these.
You know what? it's too blurry. It's too. I can't really. It's a little too pixelated.
Yeah.
Actually, right next to you, that could be.
That guy's German.
Swedish German. Yeah.
For sure.
And then I think Yellow Pants is probably
Scottish Yellow Pants.
Okay, that's where we're headed.
Just about to
Irish,
say
Scottish.
in the middle, and then just regular American dudes on the other.
Okay, shout out to America, really holding it together there at the end. We're happy here. We're happy you're healthy. We're happy you're safe. We have some more questions for you. Ty.
Yeah, Rep Sheet. They're saying a lot of people this year aren't coming to the combine, like a lot of coaches, because the stuff's on late at night and they can just watch it. Do you anticipate that there won't be as much stuff, like there won't be as much scuttlebutt, or will you hear just the same amount of like rumors and gossip this year, even with a bunch of guys not being here?
No,
is the combine losing its luster?
I don't think it's losing its luster, but I think we are kind of part of the problem. Like it looks awesome on TV. I know you guys are. No, not we, but we as NFL Network.
Okay.
Like we do a very good job of making the drills, which are not always awesome, look awesome on TV. And
Agreed.
the coverage is intense. So if you're a running back coach, you're like, why do I need to show up? And
I'm watching the TV in the suite that I'm in.
Right. I mean,
These
that's
guys
like-
they're in the
Yeah.
suite of Lucas Oil Stadium,
That's-
staying in a hotel in Indianapolis for a week, and they end up watching the TV copy of what's going on the field right there.
Right.
Meeting the players, you only get 15 minutes.
And the
GMs are
interviews
doing
are
a
all
lot of those.
right. And the interviews are all recorded anyway. So it's like
You can see why coaches wouldn't want to come.
right.
Bill.
Well, the other thing is, and this is like he's the best. Some of the best
Goddamn
gifts
right.
are from Belichick at the combine.
He's GM though.
True.
Well, he's all of it. So I think it's I think some teams view it as like, hey, here's an easy way to save money. Like, don't send my coaches. The other thing is, and this is something which I am not for. It's a great networking opportunity for coaches to get to know other coaches, head coaches, maybe some reporters, and not everybody wants that. So you say, well, if why would I expose my receivers coach to someone who might try to hire him next year? Stay home, do your job,
smart,
be more efficient. Yeah, but it is annoying though. Like I wish everyone came so I could have.
Most personnel people come though, right?
Every GM comes. I'm not like even the, like pro scout. Like I don't think all come. No,
Sean
not
Payton
now.
coming. I was thinking about this while
Sean
I
will
was
come.
just because he's back in the game and like, hey, I want to be here, or is
And I think he's doing an interview. Most coaches do media access tomorrow and Wednesday. Peyton, first time, back as Broncos or back in the NFL. Like he'll be here. He'll be scouting all that stuff.
So I heard.
That should be good.
I was told.
Source.
Athletic. Russell Wilson wanted Pete Carroll and Schneider fired for Sean Payton to get hired. Is that just like a baby face for Russell Wilson's team to tell Sean Payton that they've always been a big fan and it backfired completely because everybody was like, Russell Wilson wanted wanted Pete Carroll and Schneider fired? Or how did that whole story come about? Because Russell Wilson immediately said, this is not true. How does that happen, you think? How's that whole story take place?
He did issue a denial.
Which we did just report, by the way.
Yes.
Just
Right.
would like to let everybody know.
Yep.
Just for any
It's
future
always
losses.
important to say, just in case someone else
Sues me, yeah. It's my life now.
Things happen.
That happens. The Hall of Famers.
I cannot wait for. No, I'm not. No, I'm not
Discovery?
I don't want to be involved in it, so I can't make any.
No, go ahead. I assume you're going to be paying attention.
I will be certainly paying attention.
Me too, man. I can't wait to see how it goes. I can't wait. I got to hire a lawyer now, though. You know how I deal with that. I do. Yeah, there's so much shit. A
lot of legalese.
There's so much shit I got to do.
Is
I
that
don't
a
like
joke?
I don't like that. That's the American system, by the way. I don't like that. Oh, now you got to hire. Like that's just like.
True.
As soon as I came out and said I ain't got a lawyer, I don't have an agent. Like this, how it goes. All anybody said was, "Got to hire a lawyer. Don't be an idiot. Hire a lawyer. Hire a lawyer." I'm like, everybody's just brainwashed. As soon as this happens, got to fire. It's just the way it is, I guess.
I mean, I used to think that you needed an agent to do this, and look at you. What do I know?
This is much different than a defamation lawsuit.
No, but still, I'm saying like this is a hard thing to do, and you're like, I'll just figure it out and be awesome.
Concur. Have had a lot of help from a lot of people that have big brains, but in this particular case, I'm going to have to hire a lawyer, and I don't want to drag you in. But if you have any news out of the Brett Favre camp, would love for you to tell me about it, so then I can maybe break that news and just continue to add on to this whole thing.
Right.
But let's talk about the Athletic article where it said that Russell Wilson tried to get Pete Carroll and Schneider fired for Sean Payton, which sounds great right now because Sean Payton is obviously the head coach of Russell Wilson.
Right.
Was this a Team 3 misquote that maybe they thought would go a different way, or what do you think happened here?
So you're right. Russ did quickly deny it, and his team is adamant this did not happen. I cannot independently confirm that Russ tried to get Pete Carroll and John Schneider
That's
fired.
a big accusation.
It's a big accusation. However, it was clear it was not working at the end, and he wanted something different. Now, did he want them to be fired? I don't know. I wish I knew. It was something at various points that I tried to nail down and make sure, but I knew that it was not right, and he either wanted out or wanted something to change. So however that is, clearly he did not think his future was with that group in Seattle, and it wasn't. They traded him. But it was clear by the time he was doing his Man of the Year kind of, you go around and do all the interviews, right?
Yep. Dan Patrick.
Yeah, I think Dan Patrick was the first one.
Yeah, it
Then
was the night before, Team 3 released a statement about the offensive line sucking and the offensive coordinator sucking and them not being.
And then I knew at that point Seattle was like, okay, we might have to do
over.
something. This is. Yeah,
but then Dan Patrick asked Russell, and he was like, I didn't say any of those things. And it was like, using Team 3 as the.
Yeah, didn't deny him, but.
Yeah, it was like an interesting, really an interesting.
I mean, he cares about his reputation a lot.
What?
So this might surprise you. So it was clear something needed to change. He wanted something to change, but he needed to make sure that he didn't get the blowback that I think the article, for instance, caused. But to answer the Sean Payton part, that is always true. Like when he thought about being traded, going to New Orleans with Sean Payton was always something that he wanted. So that is all real. And I've heard about Russ's sort of love for Sean Payton for a while. Now, it'll either work or it won't, but midway through his career, this is a guy that I know that he's thought like he could make me a great player.
Okay, so does Russ still have an office? Because remember, Sean Payton, teammates said all good with the office.
Yeah. Yep.
Say dry erase, he was always in the building, he worked, you want to go up there and chat with him. He had his brain pretty much on the dry erase boards around. It was actually a pretty cool thing. Players had no problem with it seemingly. Other coaches might have had issues with it anonymously. Shout out to them not speaking on the record with their names and just going anonymously about the whole thing. I wonder if they said it to Russell Wilson's face. Sean Payton was asked.
I'm sure they didn't. But
yeah, certainly, yes. You make a living off anonymous sources. You and I have a very different view upon that.
No. I do not like anonymous opinions. Drive me crazy. It is so being anonymous source says.
Oh, Bob McGinn.
Bob McGinn.
Yeah. Bob McGinn.
I definitely knew existed before.
Classic Bobby McGinn.
They are disgusted with Aaron. Do you know that? Do you talk to anybody? Just my
Nah,
paintball in
covering
the
the team.
Long time. Anyways, go back to what you're saying, anonymous opinions.
I do not think they are disgusting.
Well, I'm happy Bob put his name on it, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
To go back to what we were just talking about.
I mean, we said this before. I know this isn't what you asked, but if Rodgers said to the Packers, I would like to come back, let's run it back for one more year, I think they'd be like, let's go.
Sweet, you're backing up Jordan Love.
According to Bob McGinn.
Yes.
Once again, that was what.
Right.
This one we were in Hawaii. I was reading him and I was befuddled as much as you were.
Did you go to the shrimp truck place?
No, I was on that island.
Can you confirm he's out of the darkness?
By the way, he went to the darkness on Monday. Now, different Monday, but he did go to the darkness on Monday.
Oh.
Next Monday.
Interesting.
There was
Really?
there was a word inadvertently deleted. No, it's not true. But it was also on Monday. So there you go. 1 of 7 days.
Oh, so he went on Monday?
He went on Monday, but the next Monday.
That wasn't what he told us. End of the week.
End of the week this week.
It turned out to be Monday to Wednesday.
But
That's
only 3
3 days.
Yeah.
So Sunday probably.
No, maybe he went.
A late check-in.
maybe he accidentally bumped the light.
Or maybe he was like,
Sunday
I'm good. 3 days. I mean, how many days in the darkness? Is 4 better than 3? Like, what's the difference?
Yeah. There's allegedly a full thing that your mind
the
goes
DMT
through. And the
release.
DM, you would never understand.
You ain't get it.
You fucking corporates, dude, would never get with the
Tell me
DMT.
how
Why don't you listen to Rogan one time, dude?
Come on.
Grow your brain.
Jeez.
To be fair, I don't listen to any podcasts except for
Your
this
own?
one.
No, you watch clips.
I watch clips.
Yeah, a lot of people
That's
do.
okay.
That's what everybody does. Yeah, we're a clip show, too. Like, that's completely fine with us. You watch on TikTok?
Yes.
Well,
Do I follow you guys
that
on
was.
TikTok?
Are you on?
I don't know.
I don't know. Let us tell you, prick. How would we know? How the hell would we know?
All right, anyways, let's get back to it. Sean Payton said, I'm very foreign to the whole other people's staff in the building. Has that been something that's been figured out about the whole?
Yeah, I don't think it'll happen.
How about The Office?
The Office. See, I didn't have a problem with The Office, and I don't.
Oh, thank God you didn't.
Well, I mean, I just know how.
That was so rude to me.
No, that's
I'm
fine.
so sorry.
That's fine. Because the way I said it was kind of douchey anyway. But there's a lot of quarterbacks who have either offices or space to work. I mean, these guys are different. We cannot pretend that these quarterbacks are like everyone else.
For me, Peyton lived in the quarterback room. But that was like his office, pretty
But
much.
isn't that this? I would say, isn't that the same? Like,
I don't know, because I think they were saying this one was on the second
Second
floor,
floor.
where the coaches were, not where the
Open
players
door
are.
policy.
well, that's a little different.
And
But,
executives were up there and stuff too.
right, that is a little different. But quarterbacks are like half executive, half player,
Half
anyway.
coach as well.
Sometimes.
Right.
And it's, especially when you give them $200 million before they even take a snap.
Right. So these guys are different. And I think that's okay. I think more of an issue was the Jake Heaps situation, where he's
What's that?
that's his name, right?
I don't know. I don't
his
think
personal quarterback coach, where he's like having game plan meetings outside the coaching staff with players during the game week.
What?
And it's like
that was happening. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that was
no
in-
idea.
That was
I
in
didn't
the
know
ar-
that.
that was in the
Shit.
article too.
So
But yeah.
I must not have read that portion or
Yeah,
remembered
it was a long article. It was long.
So Heaps, the quarterback coach for Russell Wilson.
Personal quarterback, former radio host in Seattle.
Nice.
His personal quarterback
in
coach.
Monaco. The guy was throwing with him in Monaco.
When he had his pads.
Do you remember that?
The kids.
Remember he had his pads in Monaco?
I don't, but that's a very on brand.
What
Not
is-
in a bad way.
No, good way. He's always getting worried.
Good
So
way.
that guy was having meetings with players about the game
He
plan.
was involved in meetings about the game. But these are all the things that, like, those things should never happen.
No, and hacking.
Having a personal quarterback coach is fine. A lot of quarterbacks do it. Sometimes bye weeks they'll come. The Jordan Palmers of the world or
Quarterback
Quincy
summit.
Avery.
Right.
Will come in, tune a guy up in week 7 during a
Oh,
bye,
he's
whatever.
good, yeah.
But like,
Yeah,
Who?
Quincy Avery's awesome.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Frat
His
boy
high
radio.
horse.
Oh, he
Couldn't
hates
even
us.
fit
Yeah,
his
Quincy
fucking
Avery
Does he
hates
hate
us.
you?
Oh yeah.
He's
Yeah,
talking
but
some
his
shit on us.
his quarterback didn't do anything allegedly. Fuck.
Tone, please. We're already in enough.
Was he the said allegedly?
Quincy Avery talked some shit on us, I guess. But he
Whatever.
only went to bat for his guy, so
Yeah,
I guess I
fair
kind of
enough.
respect it.
Right.
But yes, you're right. They all kind of have their own.
Being involved in meetings, doing game plan is very, very different, and it should really never happen. And I would imagine Sean Payton will make. Sean Payton is not shy at all.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. He's
awesome. We loved him.
He does not care.
He's
How
the man.
about the guy tweeting like Sean Payton hasn't made a single hire to his coaching staff and everybody else there? He's got hired 16, 5 to go. We'll inform you when we fucking want to.
Yeah.
Shut up, basically. I love that. How about Sean going into media for a little bit, learning the game a little bit more, coming back in the game being like, I don't care about any of this shit. He can do whatever he wants. He's going to win, right? We all assume they're just going to win over there?
I mean, he's a great coach.
Tough division.
Tough, yeah,
There we
but
go. Good team.
he is as good as any of them, though. And that's the thing. Like Sean Payton and I have not always been on the same page. Sometimes
He hates you. I didn't know that.
What?
I didn't know he hates you.
I would not
What's your
say
deal?
no. I would not say hatred. We've butted heads a little bit on information I had that he wishes that I had not had. In a variety of different formats, situations. But talk about accountability. He is one of the guys. If he has a problem, he will call up and be like, "Here's why I have a problem with everything you reported," and we'll talk about. And like, so I've never. We've butted heads, but like always a lot of respect, and he is a great coach.
I love Sean Payton. He came on our show, and I don't think he wanted to leave. His person was telling Zito to tell me he's got to leave, and I actually told him live, like, think you got to go? He goes, says who? Literally somebody in my...
Guess who's in charge here? This guy.
It was awesome. Connor has a question for you.
Yeah, rap sheet team that won the Super Bowl 2 years ago. The Rams were kind of getting blown up here. Bobby
Noticed.
Wagner released your,
Jalen Ramsey getting traded.
cohort.
Ramsey.
Pelissero said Ramsey's getting traded, and then also from people we've talked to, the spinal contusion is no joke, and obviously Stafford has that, even though he said he's not retiring or anything. Are they probably on the cusp of a rebuild with no draft picks and a coach that will probably end up perhaps wind up on television, calling games, or what do you think?
How many spots are there left?
True.
That's
Well, there's one open now. Plus, Sean.
on
Oh,
the
Fox.
desk?
Yeah, I mean Sean Payton and then
Big
wanna do
Vay's
that.
not going to the desk.
He's going
Maybe.
To
He
you
might
think he'll be in the booth.
He wants
No.
Sunday
The
night.
He
booth
wants
was
to
where
do
he was
that.
offered, what, 20 allegedly
Yeah.
from Amazon. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah, don't sue us, Amazon.
Jesus.
We
What,
have a-
dude? Everything we say now.
do we have an allegedly
he's in
shirt?
my...
Oh,
We
that
do,
is-
yeah.
we do.
We do.
Do you really?
Yeah, from
forgot
my public intoxication.
Allegedly.
Well, I was definitely publicly intoxicated. What they said I did,
Wait,
allegedly. Yeah, allegedly.
What is that not true?
What's that?
Well, I don't know. I don't want to go down.
I was 100% intoxicated.
Oh, I have no doubt about
publicly.
that.
Told the cops that. How much have you had tonight, to drink tonight, sir? Well, obviously a lot. I'm still drunk. Is in the police report. And I was just trying to be honest with the guy.
Yeah, that's
it
nice.
was
Smart.
early. It was cold. I was shirtless. I was wet. It was very chilly.
Okay, so that part was true.
They pieced together that I won swimming or whatever. So that's why I always say allegedly.
Did you not?
Well, I mean, who knows?
Well, yeah, was there a couple
down there?
Anyways, there
couple
it is.
pranksters who might have poured
3.0?
water.
Do 3.0?
Yeah, we should maybe drop. We should maybe drop a.
Or is that
That's an
2.0
amazing-
already allowed?
What a great. At least you weren't smiling. Sometimes people just smile during their mugshots, just reflexively.
Someone recently.
Well, it was fun. I'm not even diving into it. Right before that photo was taken, I was in a pretty jovial mood because the lady that was taking the photo was very nice and pretty funny. She was like, look up at the star because you're a superstar. I was like, oh, that's very nice. I was trying to be kind to her. And then it was a countdown 3. And then in my head, I'm like, oh, can't be smiling.
Don't smile.
Can't be smiling. And so then that pissed face came. Yeah. Anyways, that shirt has been our top seller of all time. I don't know if there will be another shirt that'll ever.
No.
Well, maybe. Maybe we might be able to find it.
I might buy one. To answer your question about the Rams.
It's not for sale anymore.
Shit.
Do you guys know anyone who can get me a copy?
I'm sure the internet, there's like 45 Twitter accounts.
Very
Like, hey, this is
difficult.
where we find it.
Springtees.com.
These sellers.
To answer your question about the Rams, so they're definitely going through something, and I know they're cutting some costs. The Wagner situation, I think, probably made sense. If Jalen Ramsey gets traded, they'll be able to get some of those draft picks that they don't like. And, you know, I do think he will – the Ramsey situation will be interesting because he got to Los Angeles from basically controlling his situation.
Jaguars.
Being in Jacksonville and being like, I'm good, get me out of here. So I would imagine he will have a very strong say in where he goes, if he gets a new deal, how that happens. So I'll be
Doesn't he love LA though? Isn't that like his
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah.
He like loves LA.
On Hard Knocks.
Last week, he was looking for a house,
Sweet house.
and then sweet house, and then I think you said he was at Nobu in Malibu whenever he found out that he was maybe being traded or something like that. So is that something that he wants? Do you think he wants to be traded?
I'm not sure that he wants to be traded. I know they've had talks, as my good buddy Pelissero said.
He had
I
a
don't know.
cryptic tweet today, too.
What did he say?
It was a video from the Allen Iverson press conference right before, I believe, the practice comment. It was more so about how I'm a person just like you. I bleed just like you do. You know, I cry just like you do.
Got it. So he's a human.
Yeah.
Which is awesome to hear because the way he plays football, you think the guy's an alien. He's a big guy, hits hard, runs fast.
So here's my thing. on
Talk
that, though.
shit.
Right.
Yeah, I know. I appreciate that. So
Me too.
McVay came back. Aaron Donald came back. Stafford has said he's not retiring, right? So if they're going to blow it up, would all those guys have come back? Like, if the management's view is like, all right, we're just going to basically tear down and start from scratch, do all those guys come back?
I don't
Probably
think so.
not.
No.
So then, to me, it seems more like moving money around, putting it elsewhere, as opposed to rebuilding, because they lose their 3 core guys if they say, all right, we're just tearing it.
Are they a little bit worried about the NFC West with boo, 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 boo,
Shot,
explosives.
And Kyler's not going to start there?
What
Isn't he out for a while?
he's gonna be? Yeah, he'll be out for a little bit. But I mean, it'll be.
Covered fast.
I mean, and then the Brock Purdy situation's interesting too.
What's that? He
Just
delayed his surgery,
Delayed
right?
his surgery, yeah. And I know they're saying he's still ready for the season, but like,
Getting close.
It's gonna be tight.
Hold on.
It's gonna
So,
be tight.
so when I got LASIK, because I wore my contacts every day for 15 straight years and didn't take them out, my eyes were so swollen. I had to wear glasses for like 7 to 8 weeks. Nick, do you remember my glasses stage?
Yeah, they're pretty sweet.
Were you like Elton John with like massive?
Whoa.
No.
That's what I imagine.
No, they were sophisticated.
Why are you so offended?
Incredible reading glasses.
They were. I had sick glasses.
Wait, do we have reading glasses?
No, they were actual glasses. They were sweet. I actually had. I mean, my hair was real long. We had a great off season with those glasses. Had a great off season. A couple different pairs because of things that happened too. Glasses were tough for me.
Sure.
I never wore them, but I had to wear glasses for like 6 weeks to get my eyes from swollen because they were swollen from my contacts, so that I could get LASIK. Is that what's happening with his elbow because of the extra usage, like in that game? Is that what? Like, why was it still swollen? Is this normal? How do we move forward?
Is it no? I don't know that it's normal, because normal is just, you tear the UCL, you have surgery, and you're good to go. I don't know why it's swollen, to answer your question. I know it should probably by this point be not swollen. So they are still saying, as Pelissero reported, that he's going to be ready for the season, but I know it's getting close. And it's something to watch, because if it's not going to be ready, they have Trey Lance, I guess, or do they sign a veteran?
Whoa. So you're saying Trey Lance wouldn't be the guy?
I think Trey Lance would be the guy, but they've gone
what?
They've gone Jimmy Garoppolo and they've got Brock Purdy. Purdy played well. Garoppolo obviously played really well in the same offense when Trey Lance struggled.
Yeah, I thought him and Shanahan didn't have a great relationship.
I mean, they tried to replace him twice. So
is Jimmy G going back to the Niners?
I don't think he's going back to the Niners.
Where's he going?
I think that's over.
Vegas.
Has to.
Carolina?
Vegas maybe. Carolina would be possible. Jets, I think, would be
NFC
possible.
How Derek Carr? They said he would be a Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
I don't think that's true.
Diana Rossini.
Yeah.
Whoa!
I
We love Diana got us through
legit source.
Like 3 to 4 months almost of the
He wins the Super Bowl. He's basically Stafford.
Who? Jimmy G?
No. Oh, sorry. I was thinking Derek Carr.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you're 100% right though. Derek Carr though.
I mean, I don't know. Did they? I do not know for sure that they told him that. It seems like something maybe somebody wouldn't say because it's not true. Probably.
I can see
but
Hackett saying that to him.
Yeah.
Remember his
Hasn't
opening press
Hackett been
conference?
through enough?
He goes, "You win." We got Russell, Russell Wilson.
Freaking Russell Wilson. How aren't we going to win?
Nathaniel Hackett lost his way, didn't he?
He did.
early.
Big time.
Sure,
and
Yeah.
such
He's
a
in a tough
good,
situation.
such a good coordinator. Like for
Was
you-
he?
I think so.
Quarterback coach, coordinator.
I mean,
Well, he's technically the OC,
But he drew up the red zone stuff,
He
right?
did,
the
gold
gold
zone.
zone
Yeah.
was a big
Drew.
smashing success.
I mean, he got helped the Jaguars to the AFC title game.
Yeah, when they were their best.
Okay, with the boat.
Doug Marone, in the
And
boat.
Blake. And that was right before Jalen said, "Give me the fuck out of here."
Yep.
Because they
Years
paid
before,
Blake.
right.
Yeah. That
So
team-
they pay Blake. Defense gets pissed. Calais Campbell gets sent to Baltimore. Jalen Ramsey's fighting coaches on the sideline. Right?
Unique Ngakwe also.
Oh yeah.
That was tough. Jacksonville had it.
Oh yeah, they were so good.
They had it
no,
there
but
for
they were always teeter. The personalities in that build. There was
Lenny
Yeah,
Fournette.
Coughlin had like what?
25?
100 different.
Yeah.
25% of the complaints to the NFLPA about from players about how the building is operating and the breaking of the rules that are in place came from the Jacksonville Jaguars building when
not
Coughlin was there.
surprising.
That happened, right?
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Tone
I mean,
Diggs
I'm
has-
pretty sure that happened.
Tone Diggs has a question for you, Rap, even though you didn't answer anything.
Yeah.
When you're going around this week and you're talking to people and you're drinking with people and you're asking them questions or whatever, like what's the number one question that you want to know this week? What's the scuttlebutt this week?
I mean, I'd say right now, there'll be plenty decided with the prospects because they'll perform and do the thing. But like as far as actual NFL stuff, Rodgers, Lamar, Derek Carr. I think those are.
What are you hearing about Rodgers? What do you know? I have not heard anything since he's come out of there.
Is he coming on tomorrow?
Well,
I don't know. Actually, I think there's a chance
We
that
may have been excommunicated.
yeah, during the darkness. We might have lost favor during the darkness.
vision.
Yeah, we might have been part.
I've sent a couple.
Missives?
Was it awesome? That's literally was the first one I sent.
Mm-hmm.
How we doing? Nothing.
Now, did you get green boxed or is still coming blue?
Still coming blue. Yeah, what are you talking about? You've
Come
been
on.
green box? Holy shit, you're in a bad
You've been
spot. Is that
blown.
Sean Payton?
Yeah,
Is that Sean Payton did that to you?
Sean Payton's green regardless. Always green box.
Android
Whoa.
guy.
Android
Yeah,
guy.
satellite phone.
Yeah.
Oh, so he thinks
Yep,
he's being
military
tracked.
phone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got
Military
it.
cell
I love
phone.
that out of Sean Payton.
God, there's nothing worse though. Like you text someone like haven't talked in a while, but like, hey, what's going on? And it's like green. You're like, damn it.
Oh, they blocked you.
Or just didn't get the new number. Hey man,
Yeah,
new
that's
number.
right.
Lock this
Yeah,
in.
but what are you gonna text your entire phone book and say, hey, I got a new number?
That is true.
I've had the same number for 20 years. I have
That's
no idea how
exactly.
people do that.
Smart for you.
Do people? Well, yeah.
I don't know. I've never got a new number either.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes
me neither.
people like will
Like, do you just go through and you're like, text him? Nope, not that guy. And like,
I'll tell you what.
your number
I've
gets
got-
shared sometimes. and
I've
then
gotten
all
a
of
couple
sudden-
new numbers. Yeah, a couple different times. It is really nice.
Yeah.
But you're not texting everyone in your phone book like, hey, this is Pat, got a new number?
No, I actually don't text anybody until like have to, and then I'll run into people and they'll be like, "Hey man, like what's the, and I'm like, "Oh fuck, I forgot. New number, man. Here it is." Everybody kind of gets over it.
You can do that
I
with
probably
the new-
lost some people in my life because of it, and people probably thought I was an asshole because of it. I apologize. I'm trying to live.
no, there was a high-ranking source, we'll say, in the NFL who I
Roger
pretty
Goodell.
sure
Goodell.
Troy Vincent.
a team person,
Bill Belichick.
who I was pretty sure was mad at me for 2 months because I was texting one number that was green and he was using the other number because he had shut down the second phone, and
Tom
it turns
Brady
out he was
shut it
not mad at me. He just had none of the numbers.
Oh, good for you, Ian.
Look at that.
All right, so let's go. What happens with Aaron, you think? Aaron goes back to Green Bay if he wants to go to Green Bay. Let's say he doesn't want to go back to Green Bay. What teams are still in? Are the Raiders in? Are the Jets in?
If he doesn't go back to Green Bay, let me start. I do think retirement is possible. There's only one player, maybe person in the
Agreed.
whole world who would say $60 million, I'm good, and that's Aaron Rodgers. So if he retired,
he would. By the way, forever too. That would be something he would. These guys think I'm about.
I don't care about the money.
Turn down $60 million to do what? Go win another MVP? I didn't want to do it. Life's more than that. Like, he would.
I mean, I assume
and it would be awesome to hear him talk, like be in the room when he was talking to whoever said something about him in a way that he did not like. This guy, will somebody tell this guy that I turned down $60 million to do this whole thing? It would be amazing. Like, for instance, when I retired, they were like, you're walking away from $6.5 million? I was like, money, bro, it ain't about money, right? It's about happiness. Money will hopefully follow. I couldn't even fathom what Aaron would be able to do with that, with $60 million as opposed to $6.5 million. That'd be fantastic.
yeah, and I wouldn't. So I could see that happening. If he retired tomorrow, I wouldn't be like, oh my God. I'd be like, okay, like awesome career, healthy, had enough. Like, okay. If he goes back to Green Bay, like I said, I think they would welcome it. And I do think.
What do you think? What do you think? Think. You just think because you're like Bob McGinn after your years of studying the NFL.
What do I actually think?
Yeah.
No, like.
No, I mean like on this
source. Do you have sources that say that they would do that, or is this like punditry?
No. I have sources. I mean, I believe very strongly, based on what I've heard from the people I know well, that if Rodgers came back, they would say, "Cool, let's go."
Okay. All right, that's a big piece of information.
I mean, it's
now
he's Aaron Rodgers.
If he doesn't want to,
if he doesn't, then you're talking Raiders and Jets.
Still in. And the Jets are doing an interesting sort of thing because I know they liked Derek Carr a lot. I know they're not going to make a decision until I know I'm not touching that. I don't want to get sued. I know
Smart.
They would like to know Rodgers is number one, so they'd like to know Rodgers first. So that's why like timing is interesting because if you're Aaron Rodgers and you're going to get traded to the Jets or Raiders, like at some point, like there's things that need to happen. You probably got to redo your contract. You got to get traded. They got to agree on compensation. There's a lot of things. So like the longer he waits, probably the better is for the Packers getting him back because time is sort of on their side. You know what I mean?
It's March 15th, right? That has to be the deadline because that's when free agency starts, and they kind of need to know.
Well, I mean, yes, but probably a little earlier. Probably a little earlier.
Right, but I mean, like that's the drop dead. Hey, need to know by March 15th.
That's the drop dead. But I would say probably like early March, and like
that's where.
Yeah,
it's almost early March.
This week,
right. March 1st, Wednesday.
Yeah.
And they're 100% going with Jordan Love. Definitely not bringing anyone else in.
If Rodgers retires.
If he's
Okay.
What would be the compensation if they were to trade him? Like our team still, like especially if he's only maybe going to play like one more year. Is a team going to?
He would have to play two, right? He would have to play 2 years.
No.
I
mean, I thought he was going to play 2 years. Last year when he came back to the Packers, what I was told
almost retired.
Yeah.
From my source, says almost retired last year. Close. Was thinking about it. Legit.
Thought was there.
Dancing with it. Yeah.
Right, and now we're in, and that I didn't quite know that, but that doesn't surprise me. Like second year in a row of considering retirement. Like how many years are you going to do it until you're like, okay?
I consider it for 4 years. I was a punter.
Well, there you go.
If it is Raiders or Jets, can they ask for like Max Crosby or Darren Waller, and then for the Jets, like can they ask for like Quinn Williams or like Garrett Wilson?
Yeah, how
can
do you
they
see the
ask
trade
for-
going? How do you see it going?
Player trades are hard because they're just hard to. You don't see a lot of them. They're hard to figure. They're hard
mostly
to
picks,
account for.
usually.
Right, because like let's say it's Quinn Williams. Okay, well then you're trading for Quinn Williams, who's awesome, top of the market, great player, but you're also paying him 25, a lot of million.
He doesn't have his second contract.
Does not have a second contract. So like
The trade would have to come with the
right.
future.
So the value of Quinn Williams is actually, even though he's an awesome player, is actually not as great as say Garrett Wilson because Garrett Wilson's cost controlled and on a
He's on
rookie
his
deal.
rookie
Yeah.
Waller would be a good example of someone who theoretically could be traded. Although if you're Aaron Rodgers and you control everything, wouldn't you be like, I'd rather have that guy on my team?
Yes. So you think picks?
Picks.
How many?
They already gave the Packers all their picks for Devontae.
What do you think? A first and a third?
I mean, I would imagine at least
Plus
a
60 million,
at least
yeah.
a first
For 1 year.
But that's the thing. The $60 million is a lot.
Yeah, but he said he'd restructure.
Yeah.
Right, and I think will probably restructure to spread out the cap hit anyway and push into the future for whichever team he plays for. But like, if you're the Raiders or the Jets and you just know you're getting 1 year, anything else is a bonus. Like, what is that worth?
Both those picks are out of the top 10 too, right? They're
I mean, if it's
middle of
Aaron
the road.
Rodgers, then you're talking mid-20s, right? At least.
Probably, yeah.
right? Like
'Cause
he's
he's
going to
gonna
make your
go
team
and
good.
win.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
assuming
they're
this
gonna
year's draft.
I'm
the
intrigued.
Raiders would be a top 10.
Hey, this,
Right, it'd be this year's draft. You're right.
This is a big deal, right? I mean, Russell Wilson got traded, I guess, so that's certainly in recent history, and it did not work out. But like Aaron Rodgers getting traded would be a
fairly
fucking
big
massive ordeal.
It's
Right?
been different with the other, like Brady and Manning. Like
They were cut.
Yeah, they were gone.
Forced out.
Yeah,
which is wild.
Yeah, you guys cut.
Brady's contract ran out. And we
Brady-
offered him
yeah,
2
Brady
years,
was a free
$57
agent.
million. But yes,
We don't know if that's real.
it is. The guarantees were not $57 million for those.
So you didn't offer him anything then?
Well, I mean, all the guarantees. He basically hit every
Peanut butter
incentive for his
sandwich
entire
Yeah,
career.
yeah. Nothing
But,
matters except for the guarantees. You guys wanted him out of there. Remember?
I hate to say
Kraft
this.
had to sit down in a room with Bill.
No,
and
don't
Tom.
you remember this? The Patriots, I think they offered him 1 year. This is like so long
Like
ago.
6 mil.
Guaranteed.
That was a long.
No. I think they offered him 1 year fully guaranteed, and he because they didn't know how long he would play, and he wanted 2 years fully guaranteed, and he got it with the Bucks.
2 for $50.
Just one more year.
250, right?
Yeah,
Just
and
one
we're-
more year.
All would have taken.
Do you really want to know what went wrong? And I hate to do it because I love this man more than anything.
Go ahead.
Bill Belichick wanted to draft A.J. Brown, and Michael Lombardi said N'Keal Harry's a can't miss.
That's what.
Sorry, but it's real.
How dare you?
That's what
We
fucking
like
happened.
Lombo.
I prefaced it with I love this guy.
Yeah, we didn't know which guy you were talking about. 'Cause You
Yeah.
said Bill
So you're
Belichick
saying
first.
Bill doesn't make decisions because he listened to Lombo and he listened to
Matt
Patricia?
Patricia.
Bill listens to the people he loves and trusts, and Michael Lombardi is at the top of those lists.
Lombo's gotten a lot more right than he's gone wrong, just like you have, Rap.
right.
We appreciate the hell out of you, buddy, for stopping by on this very busy week for you here at the Indianapolis Combine.
It's great to see you guys. I always enjoy this.
Yeah?
Always a pleasure.
Yeah, mostly.
Plus, he knows he's getting free fucking Bud Light when
Yeah,
he comes
true.
through here.
Am
We'll
I?
get a case or
Am I?
Yeah,
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
give you a case.
Come on.
What?
If you want,
go.
right over yonder.
There's the Steelers
Put it-
logo cans I recommend. They're fucking delicious.
Why are you trying to get rid of them? You don't want them?
Whoa.
Whoa.
That's weird.
Oh, done.
You're one of those people who takes a gift and then gives it back?
Well, this wasn't a gift. I mean,
Yeah,
this is part of the deal.
No,
Hey,
just
we're
part
gonna
of the
need. We're gonna need.
They taste better than the other cans, and I just want you to have the best, right?
Hey, by the way, Bud Light partnership has gone swimmingly thus
The
far.
best.
Oh, yeah.
They're fucking. Do you see how active their Twitter is with us? Mm-hmm. They like very much enjoy the fact that we're a part of the Bud Light family all of a sudden.
Wad and the stuff they sent us. The hats are unbelievable. I mean, this beanie's awesome.
That's a great,
too.
yeah, look
The
really good.
sweats.
The sunglasses.
Sweats.
Sweats?
I love the sweats so much.
Bro, they got me. I got J's. They sent me
Yeah.
a pair
Oh,
of Bud
yeah.
Light ones and Bud Light Air Force Ones.
I got Bud Light Converse.
Chucks?
That's kind of sweet.
You wear them or no?
Yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah, they are. Bud Light.
I wear
is-
them with a suit. They're a big crowd pleaser.
Just a first-class company.
great.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know what else is a crowd-pleasing operation? If you make one of these throws into that net right over there.
Oh, baby.
First day back after break, we have Ian Rappaport in studio. What a dream come true. Thank you, Ian.
Thank you,
Rapsheet, thank you so much. All you got to do, Ian, is throw.
Do I really have to do this?
Yeah.
What are you talking
don't have
about?
to. No, you get
said,
to.
Yeah, and you said you were going
Have to?
Easy money.
You get to do.
Although I don't know because you have bowling shoes on right now. So it
Yeah,
might
it's
be
interesting.
Yeah, you should have had the Chucks on, maybe.
Did you put
Right up here.
Bruce's blue jeans on before this?
Right
too?
up here.
Those are.
You look good. Don't worry about it, Ian. That guy shit his pants last Monday.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Sue me. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, don't.
Yeah, actually.
Oh yeah. No. I'm just kidding.
All Ian has to do is make one
Not a lot of confidence in this.
out of 5 into that net right over there. Any of the holes in that yellow net over there. If you go 1 of 5, Ian, we'll give 20 people $500
Oh, my
who
God.
retweet this
Wow.
video, say something nice to somebody, and put their cash tag in the same reply so we can pay you officially on Cash App.
Are we sure we want to do giveaways?
Yeah, I have been seeing what people have been doing with their giveaway money, and I did say that I was going to temper it back. But if Ian can make this is a massive,
True.
monumental moment for this program and for Ian.
Combine week.
Let's go, Ian, for the combine. First day back. Oh,
That's not bad.
not a bad throw. Not a bad throw.
Here we go.
Test out the waters.
Yeah.
Ian Rappaport, obviously former crew member.
Yep.
Boom! Wow.
Easy.
Oh!
Never been done. Never been done.
Yeah, it feels.
It's no back door.
I
I
think it got it.
Yeah.
CFO Phil is obviously going to be pumped about that.
Yeah.
Ian Rappaport just won 20 people $500.
Unbelievable.
Backdooring his way into the hole, just like he does into his sources. Ladies and gentlemen, the man's a professional backdoor animal.
Hell yeah.
He's host of the weekly wrap-up with Rap Sheet and Friends, us being friends, he being Rap Sheet. You'll see him on NFL Network all week from the Combine. We appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen, Ian Rappaport.
Thank you, guys.
And from all of us to all of you, thank you so much for allowing us to do this every single day. We missed you immensely. We are thankful to be back. The off season should be fantastic. We're up to something. We are cooking, as every off season we try to do. Wednesday we're off.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I know we just got back. Wednesday we were off. Have to do it.
Extenuating circumstances.
At some point we will tell the story, and everybody will say, "Had to do it."
Makes sense.
Anyways, we're back tomorrow. Will Aaron Rodgers be on? We shall see. Will he not be on? Probably. Be a friend, tell a friend, say something nice to somebody. Goodbye.